Welcome to Two-Headed Serpent, directed by Christopher Nolan.
So, yes, with the Haftarang device detonated, the wiping out an area of over 10 miles radius, turning the entire landscape to glass, incinerating and killing everyone within that radius, apart from a few people who may have miraculously escaped. And before I proceed any further, they need to explain how they have miraculously escaped. I was given some advice to just kill them.
Wow.
Who said
Wow,
that?
just
Like,
killers.
who said? Tell me who said that, Phil. Who said that?
That was some random guy on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Just kill 'em.
Harsh.
Just kill
Coming,
him.
coming
Just kill
for
him.
you, random guy. I'm coming.
Yes.
I'll
So,
find you.
Yeah.
how did you survive? I think we'll start with maybe the person who was left behind by everybody,
Oh,
Mr. Randall Savage. So when the fireball hit the house at the plantation, how did you manage to survive?
Well, as I was looking for Alfie, downstairs in the cellar, I couldn't find him anywhere else, and there was this like dust coming up. I figured go down, be easier to breathe, cooler in the basement, and maybe that's where Alfie went. I I, I find this curious cabinet. It's more like a locker, um, and I opened it up to see what was inside. It was quite dark inside. I didn't get a chance to see. The whole cellar was kind of dark. So as I was peering in, the explosion went off. It shook the ground around me, and this locker container wound up falling over on top of me, encasing me inside its lead-lined properties. I felt a whole bunch of stuff like smack on me, contents. I'm not quite sure what it was because I got knocked out from whatever it is that was hitting and from falling on the floor. Um, I woke up sometime later. I had this wet, sticky feeling on my head, and it just felt like maybe dried blood was on me sometime later. It was very dark. I couldn't see anything, and then I tried to push up. I couldn't. There was like this heavy weight on me. Honestly, it felt like being inside of a coffin or something. And what this locker was doing there, I don't know. What the contents of it are, I don't know, because it's all dark. There's stuff and debris around me. I am just entombed in this locker that had fallen over me in the cellar at the time of the explosion.
Okay.
I know that doesn't satisfy you. You have a lot of questions to answer now, sir.
No, I've got some perfect answers actually. So, I will go. Well, in fact, we'll come back to you and tell you and give you maybe expand upon what happened to you. So, meanwhile, Jamie, Karina, and Vincent were trying to outrun this wall of fire as it expanded out from the point of detonation towards you. When Vinny took maybe overspun the wheel on a bend and drove the truck straight into a ditch.
Yep.
So how did you three survive?
it was a lead-lined ditch.
Fortunately for Vinny and Karina and Jamie, the Land Rover van, whatever it is that we've been in, has flipped over, landed on its roof in a ditch, and this cheaply made thing has got lead. It's got a lead alloy floor because it's just a cheap bullshit thing. So the floor is lead alloy, and because it was landed upside down, we're shielded by this lead-lined layer. We're all crushed and mashed to pieces, and we're all bleeding, and like we're gonna have to maybe dig our way out if it's even possible. But there's rocks and things piled up all over the top of the underside of this truck, and we're upside down in the truck, somehow shielded from the radiation of the explosion by some cheap bullshit lead alloy paint in the floor of the van. That was what I was going with. I didn't have anything better than that. If anyone's got a better suggestion, let me hear it
Well, we
now,
kind of all
please.
communally agreed it last night, didn't we? So
Yeah,
Lead
because we kind
paint.
of, yeah, we
That's
kind of
brilliant.
needed
Lead,
similar.
lead paint on the floor of the van.
Yeah.
Aye, that's what I'm going with. That's my story, and I'm going with it, Your Honour.
So, as well as that, there's in the blast, there's lots of debris thrown out, and there's which piles tons, possibly potentially tons of weight, weight of debris on top of the truck, on top of the house, to the point that the truck starts to be compacted and crushed beneath the weight. The same with the house. You can, in this little cabinet, you can feel the small narrow space that you're trapped inside getting gradually tighter, till eventually the ground beneath you collapses and you fall into a huge tunnel, huge ribbed tunnel
Oh.
that runs back, possibly back in the direction of the mountain, but also downhill as well. And eventually, picking yourselves up and following it, eventually you find it connects onto part of a natural cave system, and in turn some kind of underground river, which in turn eventually leads you out through a narrow crack in the rocks into beneath a waterfall in part of the jungle, just on the perimeter of this area of devastation, where the entirety of the quarantine zone, looking back, is just this mirror of glass. The whole place has been, it's like a huge crater about 10 miles across, about maybe 100 yards deep or more in places. And like I said, the whole thing is just like a giant mirror.
is it completely flat?
Not completely flat, but it's all kind of being leveled out. So it's not flat. It's uneven. It goes up and down. But yeah, a huge like sort of amount of the earth has been just totally vaporized. This massive crater. It's like nothing you've ever seen before.
It'll be
And
great for ice skating tour.
It would. I'm not sure how healthy that would be, but I think looking back at this, you can all make a sanity roll. So you all, I will say, I'll be kind and say you all all four of you you probably meet up, come across each other in the tunnels, or you certainly all eventually emerge together.
What about
at
the
this,
woman and child?
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
question. That's a good.
Well,
And,
remember, Danji.
Good question. I'd forgotten all about them.
Go on, Dan.
Shall we make a luck roll for them? Who's got the
So, well, it
lowest?
depends how much luck that she had, right?
Yeah, so
She
who's
had
got the
less than
lowest?
30 right at the.
Well, this is a good point, isn't it?
Oh crap!
Jamie.
Oh
Nice and
dear.
first roll. Right, watch me get
are
even
we
worse
on the
on
new
what.
day yet?
Oh no.
It's not a luck refresh.
think, yeah,
yet, no.
Not for the
Depends.
sanity.
No. I'm going to be cruel and say
Okay.
no.
For a
Okay.
change.
Nice.
So only one luck roll. Thank you very much. So it was whoever had the lowest. Who had the lowest luck?
I
I'm
It's
I do.
Karina,
39.
isn't it? I
Karina,
think.
Oh, I have the
Yeah.
highest.
Oh, you
I
have.
have
Of course you do. Of
I-
course you do.
I
Yeah.
look 79.
40.
So
I'm what,
Oh.
30?
No, yeah, Vinny's
Okay.
is low, isn't it?
it's
Yeah.
down to RX. You got to make the luck roll. Do they
Oh my
survive?
days.
He did. Oh, not sanity check.
That was my sanity, and I failed that. Is this for the woman and the baby, Phil, you bastard?
Yes, it's on your head.
Nice.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yes, so
Wow.
battered, bruised, and barely. So you probably have to physically carry the woman, or at least a child, out there. But miraculously, like yourselves, they have survived.
Nice.
Praise Jeebus.
Uh, so eventually, you make.
I failed my sanity.
Oh, your sanity, yes, of course, you feel
Oh, me
sanity.
too.
So
Yeah,
you,
okay.
if you fail your sanity, you can lose 1d3 sanity for looking back at this devastation that has been caused, the lives that have been lost.
1d3?
Oh, sorry, no, I do apologise. Not 1d3, 1d8.
Oh,
In fact, no, I will lower it. I'll lower it to 1d6 because you did make some attempt to save the people in the quarantine zone,
A D6.
but you failed.
6.
Yeah, so d6. Wow. Okay,
wow.
Do I lose 6 sanity?
Oh,
You
5
do.
for me.
5
Fuck.
and another 5.
Wow, that's
Cheeseful,
hard.
guys.
You know, I feel
um,
jealous. I'm not part of the fun. For being entombed in a lead-lined coffin, can I make a sanity check too?
No, you're part of this wonderful group as well.
Oh,
felt
I
it.
am. Well,
Yes,
then.
you. So as luck would have it, you all managed to emerge, find each other and emerge more or less at the same
Lisa,
time.
I've got a question.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
I
check it,
lost
I didn't
6
even-
points of sanity.
Yes.
What's this daily thing?
So
Mhm.
if you go over the daily limit, then that means you are indefinitely insane.
Oh, I've got 12 out of
Whoa.
11 on that.
I'm
Fuck
10 out of
that.
7.
Well, mine. I've just rolled a 6, and mine was 3 of 9.
Oh, so that takes you to your daily
It's
limit.
9
Everybody's
of
at the.
9, yeah.
I'm over
Yeah.
my daily limit. Karina's
Yeah.
over her daily limit.
Oh, very good.
I know
Oh,
it's not very.
and I've
Look at
got 2
Mars
little those.
laughing.
My sheet's now lit up. Bout of madness and underlying insanity.
We're
Yes.
going
Me too,
insane.
me too, mate, me too.
Underground, in caves that we don't know.
Indeed.
Yay.
Yike.
I mean, actually, you'll
Yes.
be out of the caves, won't you? To have looked
Yes,
back
you're
on
out.
it. So you're okay.
Yes.
True.
You're not in the dark, at least.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
Oh my god.
All 3 of us.
Yeah.
Right. So. let me
Would
just
you
find
roll
my
a
book
5,
guide.
Tony? Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 5. I was already on 5 out of 7.
I was already on 7 out of 11 and I rolled a 5.
Accidentally close my book. 1 second.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
There we go. So let's get the right table because it's a different table to the one in the core book. About of Madness real time. So let us see. I think I'm going to choose. I think a reasonable choice is. I'll be kind. A reasonable choice, and I think it's a kind choice. So looking back at this devastation is the last thing you remember. The next time you are conscious of your surroundings is listening to the hum of the Caduceus plane flying you back to New York.
Oh.
Ooh.
So amongst you is Alfie, who who after waking up in the in a local police cell for supposedly being drunk and disorderly, raving, and attacking locals. Yeah, see, basically thrown in a cell overnight. Thrown in the drunk tank.
You forgot to mention he was naked.
He was he naked? I can't remember that bit.
He was now. It's canon.
But yeah, so well, do you want to give us a recap on what happened to Alfie when he fled the scene? Or in fact, do you want to? Yeah. So in fact, do you want to share with the others what happened to you? Because I'm sure they'll be asking questions on the plane when they finally come to exit.
I don't know. I think Alfie is going to be a little bit subdued, and he's probably feeling a bit ashamed, maybe, because it will look like he ran because he was a coward, and I guess he's going to see himself a bit that way. So he's not going to say anything to anybody else. He's going to sit at the back of the plane, looking a bit sheepish and feeling like crap, I think. So he won't say anything straight away, I don't think.
Okay.
If that's all right.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
I think
So,
like if. Oh, sorry.
So like I say, you all come round on the plane. The plane is already halfway back to New York. So I'll leave it with you guys on the plane.
Should we reduce our luck down to 0 now then?
You should reduce your luck down to 0. Although we'll do a
0 or
refresh
1?
to 0 initially. We'll do
All of our luck has to go to 0.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't
We'll
matter
do
if
a
you're
look.
30 or 90, goes to 0.
Yeah, we'll do a luck refresh when you arrive back in New York.
Do you need me to do that as well?
No.
I wasn't there. Yeah.
No, you escaped. You escaped.
Okay.
Is that because we went insane and all that?
No, it's
No,
because you died effectively, or you would have done.
We had to use that to survive certain death.
That's
Yeah.
Pulp. It's Pulp.
But I had 79.
Well, feel sorry for Tony.
I had
How much did you
99.
lose?
Had about
Exactly, right?
5 and now she's got none.
I think it was all set up by Phil to get rid of Tony's luck. This whole thing.
One way to do it.
So you know what? On the plane, I'm going to take out of my pocket this like 6-inch rod, which has a lot of different sigils and symbols all over it on all sides, and there are cracks in it and stuff like that. And each time I twist a section, it kind of moves so that the different symbols will appear in a different order depending on what it was. And I'm going to go to Vincent. Vincent, what do you suppose this thing is? I found it in that container that fell on top of me.
If they're a language, I instantly know what language it is, I suppose, so I would definitely hand it over to me. I'll have a look at it, Phil.
Oh, right. Kind of Jake's just like, blow this on me. I think.
What is this? It's a little rod, you said. It's about how big?
Yeah, I think we're going to revisit this later. I also found this polyhedral kind of stone with multiple sides on it. And
I think might spontaneously combust in a moment.
Oh my god.
Okay. Very good.
Jake's accidentally found the lament configuration and is going to be visited very soon.
Someone
I'm
lined
not
up
in on
already.
it, here, whatever this is. I'm not in on this. I feel like I'm going to die.
To be honest, nobody's in on this except for Jake, I think.
He's obviously trying to do something stupid if he's handing something to me, like.
Okay,
well,
so
if I'm sitting next to anybody on an airplane, it's Vincent. He is the luckiest man I know.
I've had my moments.
He's not that lucky at the minute. Try it.
We'll check it.
No, don't try.
What's in Randy's wallet then, Phil? No, I'm joking.
So on the plane journey back, you learn a little of what's happened since in between in the gap in your memory. So the military and the MBCC, the survey company, apparently extended their official thanks to Caduceus for solving and resolving the situation in Borneo. Though there were questions asked as to the nature of the firestorm that consumed the area. But in short, whatever explanation was given was readily accepted, with perhaps with varying degrees of skepticism. But the matter was quickly and quietly dropped soon after. So you do notice as well, as you come more to your senses, that there are no cabin crew in this area, in the area of the plane where you sat, and the pilot's cabin is completely sealed off.
Under quarantine, are we?
We won't know if the pilots jump out with parachutes, you know. Everybody watch their windows just in case.
And talking of quarantines, can you all roll me a percentage, please?
Just now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is a
How'd
chance
you
to
roll a
No, because
percentage?
we haven't got a chat window to roll in.
Yeah, there's no chat window in the screen, Phil.
Is there
it's
not?
I
open
think we
screen.
could just roll any
It's
skill you want.
Oh, can we? Yeah, we can't get a character sheet up. Oh no, I can. I've got my character sheet here.
Just roll
So
any
roll on
skill you
anything,
want.
yeah.
You can roll.
Just give us a
roll your luck.
one your stats.
Your luck or
Oh, that'll
zero,
do.
anyways.
Excellent, that's a good one.
Oh
Oh,
no,
doesn't
it
sound
doesn't allow
right,
you to
does it?
roll 0 luck.
I rolled 96, please.
I'm gonna
You
roll
did.
an ID.
Oh, another good one.
Oh, for
Oh,
89
another.
rolled. What's good? What's classed as good?
Low.
Yeah, but it's whether it's good for us or
well, we
good for
don't know.
Phil.
We don't know
Difference.
actually. We're
Well,
assuming.
Yeah, he did just say a D100, so it could be
Yeah,
anything.
I mean, Phil, when he's saying good, maybe he's meaning, oh yeah, that's good for you, well done, or he
No,
might
he's
be.
He does not mean that. You know he doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
We all know he doesn't mean
96, 81, 65, 89, 66.
Okay.
that.
So
96, yeah.
Wow.
what did run? Oh yeah, okay. So as the plane comes, it's coming in to New York, maybe about an hour away. You've been flying now for about 2 days.
Oh, that we can do a skill reset then.
You can. I will let you do your like. I'll switch on so you can do your luck refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can leave the development
Skills.
of the skills though. Leave that for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me
do
just
the
turn
luck.
this on. Just do the luck.
Recover look. Okay.
That's not showing.
I don't know if it rolled.
It
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Vincent got 22 points. Alfie got 23. Karina
Ooh.
got 21. Jamie got 27, and Randall got 24.
Not even
Nice.
enough to recover if we die.
No,
No.
it's not. So yeah, not the plane don't crash.
Imagine
Um,
why that is.
I'm sure we've got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Wow.
We're all under 30. Great times.
Well, I know somebody on this plane knows how to pick locks to get into the cockpit if necessary. Does
There's
anybody
no
else?
lock. There is no lock. The door is completely. It had been completely sealed off. There's no means to open it at all.
Randy,
And
I've
this is
Randy,
very
already been
unusual, isn't
looking
it?
at that door.
It is, yes.
Yes.
I've already
Bit-
been looking at that door, so I was going to ask you about that, Phil. Like, in what sense is it locked? In what sense is it sealed? Because I've got ways and means for anything.
There is
Welded.
there is no door. The door is
Oh.
welded shut.
Okay.
Is it steel, like airplane
Yeah.
steel?
Yeah.
I don't have
Did
a
not-
word for
Obviously,
yeah,
that.
we're in
not-
quarantine and we've got to be
Ah,
careful.
You
Everybody.
know how to open the door. You walk up close to it and you say, "I have coffee. Do you pilots need coffee?" They'll
And
let you in.
then what? Can anybody fly a plane?
You
Thing
can.
is, we
Yes,
haven't
you
seen
can.
any other crew members
Not one of
or
these
any
planes.
cabin crew. If there was cabin crew, I'm a master of disguise. We could knock one of the fuckers out and take their uniform, and I could get in that way. If there was other people on
you
the plane, like
think
attendants,
this
but there isn't.
Plane is being flied remotely, or are we even flying? Are there windows?
There are windows, yes. You can see the the plane's definitely flying.
Oh,
Unless there's some very good movie screens outside playing.
I don't think it's
Just-
got- I don't
I
think
hear
it's
just
this
need
is
to
how
do-
we landed
planes
on
from
the moon.
1930s,
We
there's,
can't land it. We can't overtake it. Just let them land, and then we will find out what the situation is. You're all assuming they asked us to go and do something, failed miserably. We didn't
No,
achieve
Randy's
anything.
right to be suspect. I don't trust anything these guys.
Yeah, but none of us
do
can
or
fly a plane, so breaking the door down isn't going to achieve anything, is it?
We
Well,
managed fine
we
last time.
may as well play Parcheesi then while we're waiting for the plane to land.
So another thing you notice, there's the like side door to allow you to exit the plane, but there's no mechanism on the interior to open it. It can only
Ah.
be opened from the outside.
That's
And you need something else to
Probably safe.
operate that, a parachute, and we don't have them.
Yeah, no, I mean even when the plane lands, you basically can't get out
Are we
unless somebody lets you out.
hostage? Or prisoners?
I think we're
Maybe
quarantined
I think
because of
quarantine maybe.
just bidding with this terrible illness. They probably want to check that we haven't got that and we're not going to
Yeah.
kill anyone we come in contact with. And you know what? Maybe we should just wait until they do test us. Because do we want to infect the whole of? Are we going to the whole of New
in
York?
fact, you guys all look wonderful. Your skin is practically glowing.
Yeah. So actually, Randall, when you say this, you notice that that Vinny and Jamie, their skin has a slight yellow tinge to it.
So it was
That's a-
actually right.
And Jamie's grown a new hand.
Yeah.
I wanted a new hand.
You know what? It's probably jaundice from lack of
It
sun.
looks like jaundice. It looks like jaundice. Yeah, yeah. it looks
Black
like
Well,
Look, we know
alcohol.
there was a solution. Look, I'm prepared to go back and they go and take my chances of them sorting us out and making sure that we're fine. Or we can jump out of this plane.
No,
And
that's
what?
not one of my favorite activities.
I've got the yellow death.
I kind
Fuck my life.
of think that's something you try once and only once. So I think Jamie, your advice is sound. We should wait until the plane lands and somebody opens the door and tells us what's going on.
I mean, if it's bad, we team up together and we get ourselves out.
What type of bad do you think it might be, though?
I don't trust Zeus. I mean, just don't trust them anyway. But there's a mystery here to be solved, and we know that, and that is intriguing. And they've opened a world up to us that we didn't know existed. And I'd like to get a few more answers. So if we have to play them, find out. I mean, they're probably listening to us now equally.
And
Had
you
any
know
of our
what?
gear taken off this film?
We are heroes, apparently. The survey company and the military gave thanks to Carduceus for our work there because we were the only ones there on behalf of Carduceus. So
Yeah, we failed. We blew
We're
up.
locked up in this plane, Phil.
thousands
But
of
do we have
people.
all our gear?
we
Do I have all my
eradicated
weapons
a
and-
rampant disease.
By
Nobody needs to
killing
know.
them when we had a vaccine.
Well, okay, you don't have to mention that part of it specifically.
Let's just see what's going to happen when we land. And if we
Agreed.
have to fight our way out, then we fight out as a team, yeah?
Yep.
Alfie?
Okay.
I mean, you left us before.
Yeah, he looks a little haggard. I think his hands are shaking a bit too. Maybe he needs something to drink, but shouldn't. Just- We'll follow your lead, Jamie. I think you're on to something here.
So
I'm sorry, Angie. You look like Dr. Evil. with that cat.
It's Bob. He's got to say hello. Bob.
Mm.
So, Vinny, you're sat there. You've been quite uncomfortable in your seat for quite a while, and particularly your arms ache, particularly your sort of underarm, it's like sides and under your armpits are quite sore and tender, and you just happen to reach over, just like to rub your side, and you can feel in your armpit, in the crook of your armpit, there are some lumps.
Who was that?
Vinny.
Okay.
Perfectly normal after getting tattooed there, by the way. You know, you will get lumps for a few days. It'll go away.
You can well, if anybody that's near Jamie as well can make a spot hidden roll
Near
Near Jamie. Oh, I don't.
near
Can
Jamie.
can I do my own spot hidden?
I'm near Vincent.
Actually, I will let you do your own spot hidden. Yes, I mean you can do a spot hidden for yourself.
Oh, we're still on
Anyone-
development
anyone
phase
near
on my
Jamie's
on
room?
mine.
Oh yeah, let me
Actually,
turn that off. Yeah, let me turn that off. There we go.
So I should roll a spot hidden too, because I'm also near Jamie.
If you think you're near Jamie, yeah, you can roll a spot hidden.
I'm not mentioning my ones. Like, I didn't say it to anyone.
Oh, nice.
What did it roll?
You rolled a 19. Vinny rolled a 13. Karina rolled an 8. Wasting all these good rolls here. That's 2 hard successes and a extreme success. So, Jamie, your eyes are watering, like stinging, and you go up to like wipe your eye, and you can feel tears running down your cheek, and as you take your hand away, there's this yellowish fluid on your fingertips.
Okay, so the inside of this plane got seats.
Yeah, it's only a small plane. There's maybe about a dozen seats.
Okay.
The front of the plane is only has room for the pilot's cabin, and there's a small area at the back where it's like where luggage can be stored.
Where have we weed for the last 2 days?
There's a toilet at the back.
Oh, right. Okay.
The important questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the back there's kind of a luggage area where the toilet is, and that's also where the door is for like getting off the plane.
It's more of a hole in the bottom of the plane, really.
So I go and stand at the back of the plane and shout to everybody.
Don't do that, because that's where Alfie is.
Do you want to know?
I go to the back of the plane and say to everybody, and I kick Alfie away. You can go. You need to move to the front of the plane. And I kick Alfie again.
You really think that distance, 6 plane seats, really? Like,
oh, Randy, stop bloody arguing with me for once in your life. Let's just take some kind of precaution. And I get the mask out that I had. And put it on.
Yeah.
And you
You're
say you're on your outs
okay?
with your boyfriend. I can't imagine why.
Randy, he's such a jerk sometimes. I'm weeping yellow tears here.
Well, we should give you aid. We should give you like cloths, and I'm gonna look for a first aid kit in the plane. There must be like one somewhere.
Yeah, there's probably one in the back in the luggage area at the back.
I'm possibly contaminated. Have we got any of the
vaccine?
Vaccine.
No.
Did any survive?
Did you or Vinny bring some? I don't think
Nobody said to bring any. No.
No, because you said
You've already taken it.
You wanted to.
No, we did.
You've already used the vaccine
Oh,
on
yeah,
yourself.
Yeah,
we've all had
So
vaccine.
yeah, so
I have a bruise on my rump to prove it.
Oh yeah.
Everyone else has got one on their arm.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Vinny.
Meanwhile, Karina and Alfie, you feel. In fact, and Randall, you feel perfectly fine.
No, but that's not fair. I'm going to go, oh, Angie, I'm also not feeling so good. So I might already also be infected. You don't need to isolate yourself. And I'll take like some gauze and stuff. Here, take this. Dry it
I
up
don't think.
because we'll keep it as a sample. We'll be able to analyze it and see what this is later. And so I'll kind of.
Vinny is going to quietly distance himself from the other people on the plane.
Was Alfie saying something?
No, I mean, he was going to, but he kind of stops himself. Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna help any.
I'll muffle you.
Maybe we'll be
I'll
able
try
to
and
figure
step
out what it
farther
is.
away.
Yeah, I'll move away from Jamie. If she's asking me to, I'll do that anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you feel your stomachs lurch a little bit as the plane, as you see the airport coming into you, and the plane pitches down.
There's no such thing.
As long as you can walk away from it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's landing and then there's crashing. Everything else in between, unimportant.
Okay, as the plane lands on the and taxis to the Caduceus private strip on at the airport, the plane is met by a series of vehicles, private ambulances, and 2 or 3 unmarked black cars. So looking out the windows, you see as the plane comes clambering out their ambulances, out the private ambulances. We can't tell who they are because they're wearing full bodysuit protective gear with breathing
Hazmat.
apparatus. Yeah, like a hazmat suit. I mean, obviously, it doesn't look exactly like that because it's 1920. Oh, 1930 rather. And they're accompanied by men that they look like they're dressed like the security in Caduceus in the meeting building at Caduceus HQ, but they're all carrying weapons. They're unholstered.
Is this area contaminated? Should we also
st-
be wearing those suits so that we don't?
Do we still have our weapons, Phil?
Sorry?
We still have all our gear.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
I was trying to ask you earlier.
No.
Oh.
So I'm going to probably try and steal at least a gun and a wallet.
Excuse me, do any of you have some spare mustache wax? I seem to have depleted my resource.
Guess that's the guy whose wallet I'm going for, the one that's distracted.
I think
Randy knows
I
the
took the
setup now.
vaccine, but
Randy's my
I'm
wingman, or he knows.
So
I think I'm infected. I've got yellow stuff coming out my eyes. Don't come near me unless you're suited up.
So the door to the plane at the back of the plane opens. The steps are set down, and there's a muffled voice of one of the people who got out of the ambulance in this full suit. Could you Paul please step off the plane, please? You should step off the plane, please.
Gladly, I'll step off the plane.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I'll step off last.
I'll wait for Jamie to go second last, and I'll go last.
Okay, so as you step down off the plane, there's like about 2 or 3 of these guys in these like protective gear. There's about 2 or 3 security guys. They've got guns in their hands. They haven't got guns trained, kind of pointed down at the ground, and they're standing back about 20, 30, at least 20, 30 feet further back away from the one in the suit that spoke before. It says, if you follow me, please. If you get in and just climb into the back of this ambulance, please. We'll be taking you to the Caduceus headquarters.
Is there a guy holding the back of the ambulance door open?
Not at the moment.
Who's the closest person to me? The ambulance driver.
You don't know who the ambulance driver is. So these guys in the protective gear are closest, but they're standing at least 10 feet away from you.
Yeah,
They
so
all
no,
keep the distance.
I'm
Are we
wondering
all
about
getting
who's-
into the same ambulance as well? Is
Yes.
that the yeah?
I'm
Yes,
just
so-
wondering if there's going to be anybody it's going to be possible to sleight of hand their sidearm away from them. If
Nobody
anybody-
is coming anywhere near you. Like I said, the closest people to you are the guys in the full.
Yeah, I don't think
like,
I'm going to get a
protective suit.
chat with the ambulance driver. Like, I don't think he's going to be up for a chat. So I don't think there's going to be a way I'm going to manage that.
I think I need to be in a separate ambulance.
I
I
don't think we
think that will
care,
matter.
Jamie.
I
Yeah.
think I need to be in that one with you, if you do.
So don't worry, Miss Moore. With this, everything will be taken care of. If you all please get into the back of the ambulance.
I'll just climb into the back of the ambulance. I think.
Yeah.
I comply.
If my friends get infected from me, then you'll be the one that's got to answer to me.
Probably already infected, Jamie.
Right. So as you're talking, one of the guys in the suits, he kind of just gently gets takes your elbow and helps you step up into the ambulance.
Do you think these guys know who we are? Nobody's asked me for my autograph yet. Very odd.
Well,
And
judging by the ambulance and the guys wearing the protective clothing, I think they pretty much know who we are.
And the doors are shut. So once inside, there is a small light of light coming in through the windows, but the windows are covered in heavy iron, sort of metal grills, and the windows are kind of like whited out. So there's only windows on the back door as well.
Mm.
And you sit there for a moment. You hear muffled conversation which you can't make out, and eventually the ambulance sets off as you presume heading towards the Caduceus building.
Ew.
Is it Caduceus building? Is that where it works? Did it have its own hospital like the last
It's in
time?
Manhattan, isn't it? Manhattan.
Yeah, I think they went to a hospital, I think, that was in New York, but I don't think it was attached to the Caduceus building. As far as I know. Yeah, something like that.
But it's the part of New York that it's in, it's Manhattan. Right?
Yes, believe so.
Makes a difference to anybody from New York.
Seems to auto reset the whole regardless of what the slider is.
Noise.
So eventually, the ambulance comes to a stop, and the back doors are opened, and there's a small gap. Should you feel inclined to make a break for it, but they essentially open the rear doors onto the. You're not sure where you are at first, but looking up through the gap, you can see it is in fact the Meaden building, but you appear to be round the back, and as the back doors are opened on the ambulance, these rear doors on the Meaden building are open. These heavily reinforced doors that are slightly below the street level. You have to go down a few steps, and a couple of security, one either side, appears, standing about 10 feet back, as well as one of the suited ambulance crew. Could you follow me, please, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I'm going to linger at the back and keep a bit distance, but I'll definitely follow.
That wasn't the one that was pretty sure he was infected. I might have made a break for it here, but I'm going to follow. I don't want to risk infecting the whole of New York.
I'll ask the guy as I climb out of the back of the ambulance. I want to say to the guy, "Are we infected? Is that what all this is about?"
It's just a precaution, Mr. Monroe, as I'm sure you can appreciate. If the infection was to be released into New York, the consequences would be quite severe.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Is everybody playing ball?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
not much
really
choice, I
concerned
think.
about
Uh,
infecting, so I'm moving quite quickly because obviously I don't want to be outside and
At this
risk
point, I
anybody.
think it's my best chance for survival.
Okay. So you're led down these doors, and as soon as you step through the doors, there's a clang, a clang of heavy metal as the doors are like shut behind you. You almost immediately pass through another set of doors, which is shut behind you, and you find yourself walking down these white, clinically white corridors, brightly lit. Every so often, maybe every 10 yards or so, you see an armed security member of the armed member of the security team, and you're led through past what are obvious laboratories and what look like possible hospital rooms. You can see beds in some of these rooms. You can almost spot hero as well.
Oh, what is wrong with my rolls tonight?
Alfie, nice roll.
Okay.
Not bad enough for number either.
Alfie wins it.
Okay. So whether you're pointing this out to Jamie or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so as you're led along these corridors, like I say, you can see various rooms off to the left and right.
Nice.
Some look like small offices, some like laboratories, just like full of there's like benches covered in Bunsen burners, test tubes, various chemical apparatus and microscopes. But some of these rooms, you notice cages, small, squat cages, maybe about big enough to hold maybe a dog or a chimp. But one or two rooms have cages that look strangely about twice the size.
Are any of them occupied?
No, all of them are empty. All are empty.
Hey, Vincent, you don't suppose those larger cages are for us?
So one the ambulance crew to no, nothing of the sort. Those are only for test animals for some of the work that Caduceus conducts.
Some of those test animals must be pretty big.
We do use primates.
I would whisper to Randy. I don't think you're wrong to be suspicious, my friend. They're very man-sized cages, anyway.
So you're eventually led down into one of these rooms. It's quite sparse. There's not much in here. There's a sort of a like a hospital type bed. A few tables and some glass cabinets, some locked glass cabinets with frosted glass fronts. And sat in a chair in here is a man, maybe in his 30s, 40s, in a white lab coat with like a full face mask on. Although he hasn't got the same level of protective gear as the other ambulance staff has. And as you enter, he says, "Oh, so that'll be fine, thank you. I think we'll be okay from here. We're okay, everybody."
I don't know. Are we okay?
I feel good. I'm worried about Jamie. She seems to be leaking yellow.
You tell us if we're okay, Doctor.
Well, that's what we're here to find out. That's what we're here to find out. So, if you'd do me the favor, all taking a seat. I just need to take a small blood sample, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Just want to take his wallet.
Who's this? The doctor, or this guy in the lab's coat, rather? Yes.
First wallet I've seen in days.
Okay. Let's see.
First wallet you see this.
So as you pull it out, he gently grabs hold of your wrist and says, "I know you have a reputation, Mr. Lazar, but I'd quite like to hang on to my wallet for now." And he takes it from your hand and locks it in a drawer.
Wow.
Just testing to see if you had a good eye, Doctor. That's all.
Right, and he takes your blood first.
Without you noticing.
Did you need a referral to a good eye doctor?
So it takes once he's taken your sample, the door opens and one of the ambulance staff comes in. There's a security guard outside. I says, "If you just come with me, Mr. Lazaro." So yeah, one of the like I said, one of the ambulance, so one of the people that was in the ambulance. So you presume it's one of the people that were in the ambulance in the full protective gear. Says, "If you'd, can you come with me, Mr. Lazaro, please?"
Yeah, I'll follow the man.
Okay. Anybody going to volunteer for taking the blood next?
Oh,
I step forward.
of course.
Oh,
No,
Well, just
ladies
one at-
first, of course.
just one at a time. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but just one at a time, please. Right. So the lab assistant doctor, or whoever they are, they draw some blood from you, and again, one of these people in the full protective gear appears at the door and says, "If you come with me, Miss Moore, please."
Where are you
Just,
taking me?
Oh, just to another part of this facility. Everything's fine.
For what?
It's part of the quarantine procedure.
What's going to happen?
We're going to isolate you from the others.
Well, we don't want to be isolated from each other. Why are you separating us?
It's as I said, Miss Moore. It's part of the quarantine procedure.
So you'll
things
have that written up for me to read through what the quarantine procedure is then?
I'm sure that can be arranged.
Okay, well, off you pop. Go and fetch that. And then once I've seen what the procedure is...
I'm afraid the priority is to place you in isolation, Miss Moore.
Okay, well, I need to see the quarantine procedure. We've been in a plane together. 5 more minutes won't hurt if we stand in the room together.
Right, he kind of looks over his shoulder, and one of the security appears at the door. Says, "Miss Moore, if you'd come this way, please. There's no need for any of this. Everything is being done in your best interests."
Any need for what? I just want to know what you're going to do with me. It's my right. It's my body. If you want to do something with me, you're going to tell me what, and I want to know what the procedure is. If it's a procedure, you'll have a booklet with it in.
As the doctor explained, you're being taken to isolation so as not to endanger any of your friends should you prove to be infected. I believe that's
I've been
correct,
playing
isn't
with
it,
them
Doctor?
for 2 days. Oh, my cat's sitting on the keyboard. Did I write some? Bob. Sorry.
You didn't write anything.
I know. Bob was about to.
So the doctor in the room and the guy in the lab coat says, "Please, Miss Moore, it's I assure you, it's there's nothing to worry about. It's all in your best interest, that and yours and your friends, and the people of New York."
I look at the others. What do you think?
You got
What choice do we have?
I think she's a citizen of the United States. I think she has a right. Does she not? I don't think it's necessary to bring any weapons in here and threaten us. Is that what you're doing?
If I refuse,
I'm sure that's not going to be the case. I'm sure you're going to see the logic of the situation. As I say, this is all for your. There's no need to be concerned. This is all for.
Do you have the vaccine, Doctor?
First, we need to establish if anyone is infected and to what degree they're infected, and then we will.
I think they're going to separate us all, Jamie.
we said we stick together.
And the sooner we can resolve this situation, the sooner you can return to your companions. We just need to put everybody into isolation. Once the blood's been taken, we need to put everybody into isolation and put on under observation for the next 24 hours. So we can then determine the next course of action.
Guys, if we're not together, we can't help each other. And
If you
these
don't
guys,
help me much more, if you are infected, then I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for you, and you will
He's
die.
already left with the first guy at this point. I've already gone, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at the others. Do you want to be separated? Are we going to let them do this to us after they put us in this situation in the first place?
Right, so a security guy sort of steps up into the doorway. Says, Miss Moore, everybody will be separated. It's more a case of whether you are going to cooperate.
Oh, aren't you the big man?
And the lab says it sort of holds down. I'm sure that won't be necessary. Everybody's going to keep a level head. Everybody's aware that the danger of the situation, and I'm sure everybody's going to use their common sense and comply. And let's just get this out of the way so we can get everybody back out on the street.
I mean, you must understand our reticence. It doesn't feel like we've been. You've been entirely truthful with us up till now.
I am not particularly. I'm not privy to whatever has been discussed with you, Mr.
Monroe.
Mr. Monroe. Sorry.
That's quite all right. No.
I've only been briefed on the situation that you've been in the field out in North Borneo, and I'm aware of the situation what the situation was there, and I'm only here. I can assure you, I am only here to ensure you receive the best treatment as quickly as possible. But every moment we waste,
they did take care of us, Jamie. They did take care of us before. Maybe.
I don't. No. I am not saying that that's not going to happen, but I just don't know why they're so concerned about separating us, being as we've been in a tin can for 2 days.
I guess that's quarantine. If we were together, we wouldn't be quarantined, I suppose.
But we could be quarantined together. I've seen.
Miss Moore, that would be ineffective. If one of you is infected and another is not, do you wish to endanger the lives of your
2
friends?
days. 2 days, tin can. If we're infected, we're going to be infected.
That is not necessarily the case, Miss Moore.
Well, actually, I think you'll find it is, because I think the information that we found when we were out there, if someone was infected and they were with somebody else, the symptoms would have been passed over within the 48 hours.
There is a chance of infection, an increased chance of infection if in close proximity, but it's not guaranteed. Miss Moore, if you would just step to one side, I think everybody else can make their own decisions instead of you making them for them. Mr. Savage, would you care to? Would you mind if I took a sample?
No, please do. Would you like my autograph at the same time?
If that makes you feel happier, sir, yes. Why
not? Please write this blank check. Please sign your name here.
Man was tapping with the neck with a pen.
So yeah, while you're signing your signature on a slip of paper, he draws some blood from your arm, and the ambulance were the guy in the full PP steps for like motion.
Doctor, I understand for the quarantine process and stuff like that. I'm assuming they'll take me into a room where they're going to shave my body and then have this hose trained on me to completely wash me down in some sort of, chemical cleaning thing. But is it possible not to shave my mustache?
I'm sure that won't be a problem, Mr. Savage.
Okay, thank you.
If you,
Jamie,
if you
I think it'll be fine. These people are reasonable people. They seem like perfect gentlemen.
You can all make if anybody present, if you wish, you can make a psychology roll.
Oh, why not?
Oh,
Psychology.
Place review. Where is that?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's not good.
The fuck do you spell it?
Yes, why? Oh.
Wow.
Is it worth spending 8 points?
No.
No. Wow, we only got 10% in psychology. Wow.
Well, am I doing one as well? Sorry, I was writing.
Yeah, if you're present in the room, you can
Yeah,
you can make a psychology roll if you wish.
I wasn't
Only person who
going to,
can't the only person who can't do it is Vinny, of course. 10% as well.
okay.
Ooh.
That's
All right.
Okay. So, well, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say openly what the result of that was. I'm just gonna send a thing over here instead.
magic.
And there we go. So only one person was successful. So there's only one person got that little note.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we can actually see the chats now. I think.
I know you probably won't believe me, Jamie, but I think they're trying to help.
I'm not saying that they're not trying to help. I just don't understand why they're separating us. We agreed to stay together.
We did, but it's quarantine. That's kind of the point.
Doctor,
We've been
might I
quarantined
suggest,
for
Doctor,
48
that you
hours.
just take Jamie?
No, we've not
west?
been quarantined.
Effectively,
We've not been
that will
quarantined. We've all been
quarantine
together.
everybody.
Jamie,
Hmm?
you're clearly infected. You're clearly infected with something. I've yet to show signs.
Did you all
I
take the
might not be
vaccine?
infected. Yeah. Yeah, we all took the injection.
You just took it in the wrong place.
Did Alfie actually take it? Or
No,
is that why
Alfie
we were
didn't.
fighting?
Alfie
That's why we were
Alfie
fighting
didn't
it,
get
wasn't it?
one.
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Alfie wasn't there. We all did, and he didn't.
so is Randy going with the?
oh yeah, Randy is going.
Okay. Well, so yeah, the lead Randy off, and yeah, that's the
I'm
last you ever
curious.
saw. That's the last you ever saw of him.
And Randy was never seen of again or heard from.
Can we picture him walking away in like a hospital gown, so that as you
Did
walking
you
away,
see his
you can
picture of
see
his bruised ass?
his bare ass, yeah.
His bruised butt cheek showing.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so next,
I'm leaving this world the way I came in.
So they, so they take. They're taking blood. Who's going to volunteer next? Who's taking blood?
I'll step
Miss-
forward next.
Okay, so they take your blood. When they've taken your blood, the guy in the full protective gear appears again and asks you to follow him.
I'll just turn to Jamie and just say, "Look, I'm sorry, but I need to do it," and then follow him.
Okay. And finally, the Mr. Munro, if you'd just roll up your sleeve, please.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so he draws some blood, and again, the guy somebody in the full suit appears and asks you if you'll just follow them.
I'll look at Jamie. Look, I know I probably haven't distinguished myself particularly in that last assignment, but I think it's for the best that we do what they say.
Famous last words.
Well, I hope not. I'll follow the guy.
Okay. So a few minutes pass, and again, so you're the only one. There's you, the guy in the lab coat. There's security guard outside, and a few moments later, the guy in the full PPE appears. Says, "Are you ready to come this way, Miss Moore?"
I haven't got much choice, have I? But if you touch me or do anything to me, I'm going to break your nose.
Right. You think he shrugs. It's hard to tell. We've got this this kind of bulky suit on, and he leads you down the corridor. So you pass, go through another set of doors, look like pressurized doors as well. There's there's like quite thick metal. You can see there's like glass portals on each side, and they press a button and they kind of open automatically and seal behind. There's kind of this hiss of air. So whether it's compressed air, that's some kind of compressed air mechanism that's powering the doors, or it's just like a air, pressurized or sealed area. You're not sure, but you do pass small rooms, kind of small, really small rooms, not even 10 feet, square. There's a bed in each one of them, and in each one to either side of it, you see your companions sat or walking around or laid on the beds. They're now dressed, now wearing like a hospital gown. So yeah, you each find yourselves in a small quarantine room. There's a small window. It's like really thick glass, maybe about an inch thick, and a heavy reinforced door again with a small little portal window in it with a really thick glass. Your clothes have been taken away, so you're just in this room, just a bed, just this hospital gown. That's it. And there you stay forever.
The end.
No. So
before he leaves, the guy that's escorting me, I want to ask him, how long are we expected to stay here for? What?
We'll keep you under observation for 24 hours. So while we're running the test, we'll keep you under observation, and we'll by the 24 hours, we'll know the result. We'll have the results of the test, and we'll know how to proceed.
You have a cure, right?
We have an option, Mr. Monroe. We have an option.
I believe the word is treatment.
Yeah.
So every so often, over the next 24 hours, every so often, somebody in a lab coat, sometimes it's the same person, sometimes it's somebody different, turns up with a clipboard. They must be using some kind of intercom system. They'll like talk to you, ask you how you're feeling, ask you to come and stand up by the window, stick your tongue. You make various observations. Vinny, you feel progressively worse as the hours pass by.
Oh no.
So these lumps under your arm have grown bigger, and you've discovered more under the other arm, down the inner thighs, and these sort of distended buboes, like bright yellow in color.
Oh no, I'm just staying in my little quarantine zone. I'm not going to try and approach the other guys if I can visibly see these yellow stores and things.
Yeah, you can't. So you can maybe it's just maybe. Who would you like to be opposite you? So there's somebody in the room opposite you across the other side of the corridor. But you can't talk to them. You can sort of wave and things. So who would you like to be opposite you in the room opposite? Randy. Okay, so you can see each other. So Randy, you can see Vinny is like visibly sick. His skin is taking on this sickly like real obvious jaundiced yellow look to it, and you can see like lumps around his neck, under his ears.
I'm gonna go over and talk to him. I want to cheer him up, and I think the best way I know how to cheer him up would be to go and kind of engage him in conversation. But on my way there, I'm going to subconsciously take my wallet and have it stick out of the pocket a bit more to make it a really easy target, because I don't think anything would cheer him up more than being able to apply his craft. And I'm going to pretend not to notice when he does take it. I'm going to be there talking to him. Maybe I'll have a deck of cards because he'll like the distraction of playing cards with me, and then while lifting the wallet, and I'm going to spend time with him.
Okay, that's a beautiful idea. Unfortunately, a slight flaw in your plan. You have you don't have your wallet unless you've stashed it in your prison pocket, and you are actually separated by 2 inches of 2 walls of inch-thick glass and a corridor in between you. So you can't actually hear each other either. You can see each other, but you can't hear each other, and you certainly can't get into contact.
We
Physical
have a game of
contact.
charades, though.
Yeah. I'll draw a picture of a wallet on a piece of paper and put it in my pocket.
Oh, nice.
This is sad. I mean, I'm looking at him, and obviously I care deeply about my friend, and I don't like seeing him like this. And I remember he was pretty good with languages and interpreting things, correct?
Yes, recognizing languages. Yeah.
All right. If I remember any of the symbols that we had that he was interpreting, and if there's a pad and pen somewhere around the place that we both have, I'm going to draw some of the symbols, like put it up against the glass, and then maybe have him write out what it is and come back. I want to pass the time with him.
The best you can do is breathe on the glass and write in the condensation.
Okay, so I'll do that, and I'll go HO. I'll spell out how are you feeling one letter at a time.
I thought you just do a big love heart. What was it?
That's what Vinny does in return.
Just a big butt cheek print on the window.
Exactly.
Thing is, if he does ask how Vinny's doing, Vinny's going to try and be a tough guy and go,
yeah,
feeling great.
And I'll just go, I still can't sit down.
Well, coincidentally, neither can Vinny.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so meanwhile...
Do I have, just one last thing, do I have the opportunity of calling a bell? Like, do they have those bells for calling nothing?
You have no means of contacting anybody.
Not even like a nurse or something?
No.
Randall can't sit down. Is that because of the whole prison pocket thing again? Or is this something else?
Because Randall has still got his full inventory. It's just up there.
Oh, okay.
So... that 6-inch rod.
Wow.
I'll edit that out for YouTube. Don't worry.
I shall remember that.
You better not.
I've only discovered what it is. It's disgraceful.
Replay
Just realised what a prison pocket is, yeah.
Okay, so Miss Moore, who is in the room opposite you?
Karina.
Okay, so Karina, you can see Jamie's in a bad way. She looks, you're not sure whether she's conscious or she's just unable to move, but she's laid sort of half on, half off the bed in the room. You can see this like yellow fluid streaming from her eyes, from her nostrils, from her ears. From the stains on the hospital gown, you could suspect other places as well.
Oh god.
Conversely, you feel perfectly fine. And I should mention Randy. So does Randy also feels perfectly fine.
I think it'll just be like every now and again, at the window or portal, whatever it is, I will just attempt to get her attention every now and again by waving, gesturing, or anything, just to try and get some form of response. If she's looking that down and that in that state, then it's just to get any sort of response, just to make she's kind of okay.
Okay, so the few times you do see her move, maybe not sure whether where she sees you. There's the few times that she turns in your direction, you can't tell whether she sees you or not. There's no response. So Jamie, everything is a haze, a yellow haze around you, and you're just consumed by this burning fever. It just feels like you're on fire inside.
That sucks. But I can't. I'm not getting up. I'm not capable of getting up or saying or doing anything.
No, unfortunately not.
Am I still got one arm missing?
You still got one arm missing, yes. You don't got one arm missing. Oh, we didn't move the time on. Okay, so let's move. So we should have moved that on 2 days already.
Oh, does that mean we can do a look roll again?
No.
Oh,
Can I be monitoring Vincent over time to see if there's
I want to get my
any
look up.
improvement?
Yes, you can, but there is not. He's slow. You can see. As the hours creep by, it gets increasingly worse.
But that's to be expected. Things always get worse before they get better. I'm optimistic, so I am going to continue to kind of monitor him.
Okay, so eventually 24 hours pass, or you assume 24 hours pass, and a lab technician, somebody again, the original person is the person that you saw in the room with the lab coat. They appear in the corridor. So it appears that the door to your room first, Randall. So by this time, Vinny is just kind of looks semi-conscious, sort of slumped against the wall.
And I'm gonna say, you guys, why are you? He should be on an intravenous. He needs a drip. He needs his strength. Why are you neglecting him? Don't you know that he's a hero of Carduceus?
It says, Mr. Savage, you've got the
You
all
want to
clear.
see Savage? I'll give you Savage in a minute. You get a doctor in there right away, and you help my friend.
We're going to do everything we can. We have
What? I've been watching. You've been doing nothing. Nobody's been coming in to see him. No, you're afraid of quarantine, you big men. Put on your big jackets, your big suits, your white collars, your faces, your masks. I don't care what you do. They're long noses with cotton inside. Whatever you like, get it on there. But you get it. I want to see you get an intravenous into him right now before you continue to talk to me at all. I demand it.
Very well. If it will make you feel any better, Mr. Savage, and we'll come back for you later. And
On your
step
honor.
back out. On my honor, Mr. Savage. On my honor. So they step back out, lock the door again. And as they're doing this, there's a trolley, an hospital trolley, comes down with like an intravenous drip on it, with some strange coloured fluid in it.
Sorry.
And so two people in full gear go into the room, and they lift Vinny onto this trolley, on this hospital gurney, and wheel him off down the corridor. and out of sight. And then they leave you. They walk off and leave you.
Phil, was Vinny conscious enough to he wouldn't have heard Randy say that because of the
No.
glass, but was he conscious enough to see Randy going mental? It's fun to know.
That's up to you. I'll let you decide that.
Yeah, he saw it.
Okay.
Important. It's important for the bromance.
So you're aware. You're vaguely aware. You're vaguely conscious. Partially conscious. You're aware that you're being wheeled down the corridor. You can see the white ceiling, the lights passing by overhead, and you're aware of a man's voice speaking slowly, calmly to you, reassuring you, telling that everything's going to be fine. There's a few things need to discuss with you. But you kind of like drift in and out, not hearing everything he's saying.
Okay.
So Karina, again, the same guy in the lab coat comes into your room. There's nobody else in the corridor at the moment. He steps into the room and closes the door behind him. As he does, there's a hospital gurney turns up with guys in protective gear, and they remove Jamie from her room onto this gurney, insert this drip with this yellowish fluid, and wheel her off.
Am I conscious?
Barely.
Do I see Karina?
It's up to you. I'll let you decide whether you see her or not.
I do, dear. Put my hand out towards her.
Well, I mean, at least I've seen you finally move proper. So
Now you have the
like that.
disease.
I'll smile.
So
does the yellow liquid, was the antidote that we created also yellow?
yes, it was yellowish.
As
Okay,
was the
so
liquid
I'm a
coming out of Jamie's eyes.
Yeah.
That's the colour of the people infected. That was the name of the
That's
disease.
just coincidence.
Yeah,
It
yellow's
looks
not a
like
huge
the
thing here.
cure that we made, so I am hopeful. That's what I'm going with. They're not experimenting or putting more disease in there at all.
No, I'm sure that's not happening at all. No.
Hey!
So Miss
Wow.
Miss Montoya, it's all the tests have come back clear. You appear to be perfectly fine. There is something we wish to discuss with you, but if you would come with me, please.
Why are you taking Jamie?
We're taking. There is, unfortunately, Miss Moore has been confirmed to have a potentially terminal case of yellow death, but there is one last thing we can do.
It's not terminal then.
Give her the cure. We figured out a cure when we were out in the field.
I'm afraid the infection was already too far advanced. The cure that you were given that you were able to concoct, it was only effective if the patient was in the early stages. Once they've passed a certain stage, it would only delay the inevitable.
You should have delayed it then.
That's what we're attempting to do, Miss Montoya. That's what we're attempting to do. We're attempting to delay the final onset of the disease to give us enough time. There is one last thing we can try.
Okay.
But we can tell you more. We can tell you more later. If you please come with me, there's something we need to discuss.
Okay.
So
I'll follow.
So it leads you down the corridor through these doors, like these pressurized doors, and to another room. It's just like it's barely furnished rooms. All there is in here are a few chairs, and sat in one of the chairs is Mr. Monroe. Is Alfie, who's also being cleared for from quarantine and escorted to this room.
Oh,
Is all his hair shaved off of him?
No.
Um,
So,
so you're clear as well?
mm,
apparently so. Jamie and Vinny.
They just took Jamie away on a stretcher. They hooked her
Wait.
up to something saying they're going to delay the disease.
So she's still alive.
Yeah, she reached out. So she's still semi-conscious.
And Vinny?
I haven't seen him. I only
Where's
saw Jamie.
Randall? Is he?
Did he get infected?
Don't say it 3 times.
Did anyone come in the room with us? The people, or are we just in here waiting?
you're just in here by yourself.
Okay.
I guess we can assume he was infected as well. He's not
Yeah.
here.
How did you not get infected? We took the injection. Apparently it was a vaccine.
It must be lucky, I guess.
Huh.
And I mean, they did say that some of us might have been infected. I don't know. Look, I'm sorry. I know it looks like I ran out on you all back there. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I was in the camp 1 minute, and the next minute I was in a town miles away. I don't know what happened.
You did probably what we should have done in the first place. It was an insane situation. I mean, things would have been slightly different. I mean, luckily enough, we all survived. We stayed to look for you, but we survived. And yeah, we should have got out of there sooner. What was that?
Okay. So, you sat. Oh my god.
What does it out when
What?
you try and start a thing?
There are wind turbines.
Oh no!
What is wrong with that?
All collapses. There's an
Have I
earthquake.
just died?
All just
Yeah.
died.
So, you sat. The pair of you sat alone in this room with no word, you've not been told what's happening for maybe
Alone together in the same room.
no,
No,
not you two, not you two.
No, just
Not our room.
Alfie and Karina, I think, is it?
Yeah. Till eventually, the guy in the lab coat, the guy that you saw yesterday, he comes back into the room, unlocks the door, comes into the room, does not lock it behind him this time, and he sits down on one of the chairs opposite you. And says, "Well, I'm sure, as you're both aware, neither of you are infected. But I do have a few questions. Can you tell me if anything out of the ordinary you've experienced? Anything out of the ordinary? Anything unusual?"
Are you kidding?
This whole thing is out of the ordinary. Thank you very much.
Maybe I chose my words back. I mean, to you personally.
Are you kidding?
You understand what type of thing Caduceus does and sends people out on? Everything.
Yes. No,
our worlds were turned upside down.
Yes. I apologize. Maybe I should explain myself. So,
Wait, before you
tests.
do that, where are our friends?
Miss Moore and Mr.
Lazara.
Lazaro.
Lazaro.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are in. We were unable to halt the advance of the disease, and they are in the late stages of stage 3 of the infection. But there is a procedure which might arrest, potentially cure them. But it was something that could only be implemented here at Caduceus.
But there's a chance that it'll save them.
There is, and that brings me, interestingly, that brings me to the questions I have for yourself and Miss Montoya. It appears, while blood tests were being conducted, there are some strange results.
Strange results.
Yes, your DNA is become mutated somehow.
We were pretty close to that device going off.
No. It's unrelated to that. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what.
Oh.
What could. You must have been exposed to something else, somewhere, something other. Something you have been exposed to has caused your DNA to be mutated, rewritten.
Just Miss Montoya and I.
Just Miss Montoya and yourself, yes.
I'm gonna just still be quiet, but I'm going to put my hand on my side. I think it was.
You got your hip, and mine's on my back. Yeah.
Yeah. And just look a little puzzled. Did we ever actually discuss that? I can't recall.
Not fully.
I think we just kind of went with the same sort of cover story, but
yeah, just kind of brushed it off, really.
We believe it may be related to this skin infection that was observed on your back and on your side, Miss Montoya.
How could that affect our DNA? Mutate it in such a way without us even knowing?
I thought we were given the all clear with that.
And who gave you all the all clear?
The doctor at the hospital, right? I mean,
well, they operated on us and sent us out. You know.
Yes, we're trying to acquire the reports from your visit to the hospital, to New York General. There's no easy way of saying this, I'm afraid. You must, at some stage, you must have been exposed to some form of Serpent person technology that has corrupted your DNA, and it's been rewritten. You appear to be going through a hybridization process.
Oh,
what?
Holy shit!
We're turning into one of them.
It's not quite that straightforward. But essentially, the changes to your DNA, when it affects your immune system and your body's ability to repair itself and to combat disease and infection. This is the reason why you weren't infected. This is why we could find no traces at all of the Yellow Death. Even Mr. Savage had some traces in his blood, but not to levels that his own immune system couldn't combat. But yourselves, you were completely immune.
I mean, that's good. I'm still confused. Have you seen this before? Can you fix this, or
I'm afraid we can't reverse the process. No, but yes, we have seen this before, but I can explain that a little more later. I should warn you. As I say, this has affected your body's immune system. It's rewritten its ability to defend itself. Should you incur any kinds of serious injury, the serpent the serpent person DNA will begin to overwrite your human DNA. Replacing the damaged cells with mutated ones.
oh,
I mean that sounds terrifying. But you say we're immune to the Yellow Death.
You are.
Can you use that in some way to save Jamie and Vinny?
As I say, we're not unfamiliar with this process. It's how we were able to discern what was happening with you. This process, as I say, we have a means to halt the yellow death infection in your friends. We have some technology that we've developed through back-engineered technology we've acquired over the years. Essentially, we can force someone's DNA to be rewritten, to begin to initiate a hybridization process, much as was happened with yourselves. However that occurred. But through a series of various chemical therapies and technology, some of which I must admit is beyond my understanding, we will be able to initiate a hybridization process in Mr. Lazara and Miss Moore, which, if it takes, will in turn make them immune to the Yellow Death. I'm afraid it's the only way we can save them. Without it, they will die. And here's the problem.
Oh.
Mr. Lazar and Miss Moore are too far gone to elicit consent from them.
oh,
So I'm afraid that responsibility falls to you.
oh, damn.
I don't know about you, Karina, but I feel fine. That's got to be better than dying, right?
I mean, yes, but the whole rewriting of the DNA. If you take a hit, if we continue with Caduceus and we take damage or get hurt, there's every chance that we could have done. Our DNA can be rewritten even further. Do we want to put that on other people? I mean, do we want to then explain it to them that this was our decision and not their own?
Look, if they don't do it, they're going to die. They've got a chance. They don't have to. They don't have to stay with Caduceus if they don't want to, and they'll survive. They'll carry on living their lives as normal.
I'll turn to the scientist guy. Like, so, I mean, obviously, we might be lucky in how we came across this, but it won't affect them in any other way, will it?
How do you mean, Miss?
Well, you say like we've become immune to this disease. Like, it's rewritten our DNA. Like, I don't. I just want to know if there's other stages of rewriting the DNA that
If
even we may need to look into.
if the process continues, if it continues to develop, if it progresses, there will be physical changes, physiological changes. The patches of skin, the scale-like skin that you have, this will become more prominent.
Okay. Will they have this straight away?
No. Should they sustain any major injuries, it will trigger their new DNA and repair itself, but with the hybridized cells.
Okay.
I know this is a difficult decision, but I must point out that your friends have very little time left.
I know. Well, the choice is life over death, isn't it? So,
I mean,
it's the choice.
At least they'll be alive to be angry with us if we make the wrong decision, right?
Yeah. I guess. So yeah, we choose life.
Do you need us to sign something?
No, it's quite all right. Your
He was going to
consent
do
is
it
enough.
anyways. He just wants to make you feel like you have power.
So if you'll just wait here a moment, I shall go and pass on. I shall go and inform the team. It's imperative that we initiate the process as soon as possible.
Well, you said that Randy was only partially infected in his immune system. Where is he?
Mr. Savage is waiting to be released. There was only vestigial traces of the contaminant. His immune system is more than capable of dealing with what little traces. By tomorrow, he should be He's certainly not infectious.
I have a vestigia.
And he leaves the room and hurries, and like as he shuts the door behind him, he does lock it again. But he
Oh.
once he's locked it, he kind of rushes off.
We're doing the right thing, you know.
I know. He wasn't exactly a choice for us either.
So moments later, you see Mr. Savage being escorted along, and he's let into the door opens, and he's led into the room. And again, the door closes, the door's locked behind you, and the three of you are left.
Any
So
word on
Randy,
on-
you've been told nothing. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Okay. Any word on Vincent? He didn't look good last I saw him. And where's Jamie? And you see me go white.
Mhm.
Are they still being
They're-
cared for?
Yes.
There's a procedure. There's a
Oh.
procedure that they're going to they use. It sounds kind of experimental.
In what way?
They're trying to, even though they're deep in with this disease, they're trying to change it so they become immune, so they can fight it off. It's all to do sciencey and to do with DNA and everything. Yeah, the plan is to make them immune.
To make them immune. Okay, well that's a good thing.
Yeah, and then obviously with being immune, they should be able to fight it off as quickly as it came on. Hopefully. Because they're too far for any sort of vaccine or cure that we could have created.
But this procedure, everything will be back to normal then.
We hope so.
Excellent. Where there is life, there is hope.
Yeah.
Did they say how long this procedure would take?
No.
Let's ask. I hope it's not too long because they locked us in here waiting.
Okay, and I think it's quite warranted that that Alfie and Karina, you can make a sanity roll for committing your friends to this procedure.
Wait, why that?
God damn.
There was a good
Had to
reason.
say it like that, didn't it?
So you both
Oh,
lose 1d3
wow.
points of sanity,
Oh, goody.
3.
which unfortunately you're both suffering from underlying insanity as well. So that's going to prompt a bout of madness from the pair of you, I'm afraid, as well.
Well, that's just great.
Oh, so once you've rolled, yeah, so deduct that. So you can both roll as a d10 as well, please, if you would.
I've got a 5.
Oh, 1.
That's probably much better than 5. Oh, judging by the way Phil's laughing, I'm not sure
No,
which one of us.
Okay, so I think it all becomes a bit too much for Karina. The pressure, the whole situation, and she just collapses. Eyes roll back into her head, and she collapses on the
No.
floor.
Ah,
But Alfie, this doesn't faze you at all. You feel
Wow.
unnaturally calm and relaxed.
Then I will catch Karina before she falls onto the floor.
Ruthless.
So yeah, this is
Uh,
this
yeah.
is a breeze. This is nothing. This is everybody, yourself included, has blown this way out of proportion.
Yeah.
There's no
That sounds like madness, all right.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
If you were able, you think it'd be quite warranted to offer somebody and everybody a nice glass of whiskey and maybe sit back and relax with a cigar. It's certainly
Yeah.
there's certainly nothing to be concerned about.
We should all just head down the Winchester, have a pint, and wait for the whole thing to blow over.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'll carry Karina over to the chair or wherever it was that's in here that we were sitting in.
how about Randall?
No, I won't carry Randall.
Well, no, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that happened
think
kind
good,
of
but-
before I joined because you guys
No,
realized that.
no. That's
no,
how
well,
now.
there.
It's the sudden
Oh, I see.
realization.
Well,
Yeah.
what's gotten into the poor woman? And I'll go and I'll help you carry her over.
Oh yeah.
Chivalry is not dead, of course.
Of course not. I'm sure she's fine. I don't know what's come over her. It must be the shock of the whole thing. I'm sitting there rubbing her hand.
Yes, the female constitution, of course.
I thought you were liberated. Not liberated. That's not the one. That's not the word. I thought you
liberal.
anyway. Liberal. No, I don't know what I mean.
I think that we could still be chivalrous. I think that there's still a place for that in the world.
No, I agree.
Excellent. So let's stop at that.
Let's leave that hanging.
Let's not go down that road
It's
again.
definitely yeah. There's nobody else here. It's just us three, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm gonna be banging on the door. Can somebody fetch a glass of water or something stronger? Stronger than water? Glass of orange squash, maybe. What? I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Okay, so eventually, not long after, more Cthulhu staff, people that you've not seen before, they come. They're just wearing white lab coats. They ain't got any. We're not wearing any protective, any protective gear or anything like that. Says, well, if they're like, see, is everything okay? Is everything all right?
I think she's just I don't know how I describe it. Shock, I think. Just perhaps relief.
The excitement has been a little too much, perhaps.
Yes, more than likely. Do you have any brandy?
Well, I suppose we can. That could be. We could find something like that. I'm sure there's
Fantastic.
some medicinal. We were here to
And a
escort you
vodka
from.
for the lady.
Well, I'm sure we can find some medicinal spirits. We were about to. We had come to escort you from the building. You're free to leave.
What? That's it?
Well,
That's it.
what about our friends? We don't have to. Shouldn't we wait? We should wait, of course.
Well, that is entirely your choice.
Uh,
But if you wish to wait, might I suggest it would be more comfortable to wait upstairs in the main lobby on the ground floor.
hmm. Or perhaps if there's a nice hotel nearby where Caduceus was putting us up in the interim.
That I'm unaware of any arrangements. That is not something we're aware of or deal with. But as I say,
this is New York. Alfie, Karina, you have friends in New York you want to see in the meantime?
And oddly enough, no.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the New York
Oh.
Times would love to do a piece on our recent escapades and my hunt. I could possibly chat up, and I'm saying this loudly to see what the reaction is. chat up one of my reporter friends to do an interview where we can, talk about our whole process. We'll be famous.
They don't. Yeah, they don't bat an eyelid.
I don't know. Do you think any right-minded journalist is going to believe any of this, Randy?
Oh, you couch it in believable terms, of course. I mean,
So you're perhaps reminded of what Shapiro said when Alfie, I think it was perhaps Alfie that brought up that possibility, and he just laughed and said, "Who would believe you?
mhm.
Who would believe you?"
Yeah.
I mean, I was there, and I don't think I'd believe it if I wrote the story.
No.
So, do you wish to leave?
I think so. Well, can we get an idea as to how long this process might take? Is that indeterminate or?
Say they'll know in 24 hours.
All right, and we'll leave word at the whatever hotel we're staying at. I think as well. I think that's.
Yeah, well, I think some of you are staying in hotels, some of you live. Well, yeah, I think some of you, at least some of you live in New York. I don't know whether some of you are staying here temporarily,
Yeah,
but yeah, you've all got some form of accommodation. I think most of you live here, don't you?
I don't think Alfie does, but I'm sure he can find somewhere.
I think he's got. Well, yeah, you're at least been put up, haven't you? You've got hotel
Yeah.
rooms. Or,
You'll
Yeah, of course,
stay with me. I
yeah.
insist. I have a lovely 400 square foot.
I believe. Yeah, well, you must have a hotel room because you smashed your typewriter in.
I did, yes.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm welcome back there though.
You just have to mention you were a friend of Vinny's anywhere in Hell's Kitchen, and you would be put up somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or stabbed, one or the other.
so
No, you have to say it to the right person, the right people, from the right families. The Irish or the Italians. Watch out for the others.
So the three of you escorted from the building. You leave together, and go. I don't know. Either go your separate ways, or maybe you go somewhere together. It's entirely up to you. But meanwhile, somewhere in the depths of the sub basements of the Meaden building, Jamie Moore and Vincent Vinny Lazara are undergoing a procedure.
Oh.
A procedure that they are completely oblivious to, unaware of what is happening to them, but they are aware of something. Both of you experience horrific nightmares.
Great.
Sanity shattering nightmares.
What?
I'm sure it's fine.
You experience fragmented dreams, alternately aware and then oblivious, as if lost in some infinite void. But the times when you are aware, you wish you were embraced by oblivion. As you feel this immense force wrap itself around you in the darkness, squeezing harder and harder and harder. You feel your muscles pop, your bones crack and fragment, until the force passes through you, writhing like 1,000 snakes under your skin and within your body itself. You can both make a sanity roll.
Mhm.
That's entirely unpleasant. Yeah.
Okay, so we may have made a mistake. Oh,
well.
Jamie's.
No, I'm fine
Nice
with it.
roll for you.
Okay. So
Oh, look at that.
We're
not
fine with this.
yeah, maybe not social sanity. You don't lose any sanity points, but you awake the next day. Well, it's daylight. You wake in looks like a just like a hospital bed. So glancing across, you see Jamie, and as you come to your senses, you notice that Vinny is in the bed just across the other side of the room. So at first you think it's sunlight coming in through a window, but it's not. It's just this like glare of strip light shining in through the glass viewing window of from the corridor. And you hear a voice. Ah, Miss Moore, Mr. Lazaro, you're awake. How are you feeling? And as he's saying this, he's pulling your eyelid open, pulling your like eyelids up and looking into your ears, opening it up, pulling up your mouth, and sticking a thermometer in your mouth. How are we feeling?
I swipe him away with my one arm.
One arm. Well, you got two arms. You only got one hand.
Mhm. And he
Still
did
a
say
check
sticking
that.
a thermometer in your mouth, not your beak. So that's a good sign.
So want another arm to grow back. Hand. I swipe him away.
Might be a little bit surprised about the forked tongue as well, but
Yeah, exactly.
Where's all my friends?
Oh, your friends are fine. They were discharged. They were discharged yesterday.
They abandoned you.
Wow.
If the tests come back clear, then we'll be discharging you later today. Everything seems to be fine. It's just some preliminary matters just have to be resolved, and you should be good to go.
Vinny, are you okay?
I feel better. No, you feel okay.
I get up. I start to sit up.
Okay, so you're when you put your weight onto your legs, you're a little wobbly at first, and maybe sort of blood rushes to your head, and you feel for a brief moment you feel dizzy and slightly nauseous, but it passes almost immediately, and you feel surprisingly well. You perhaps even better than you felt before.
I guess I have hit points back now because I've just been in a hospital getting treated. Eh?
We're desperate to get our points back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we're cured. We should be maxed.
You can have 1d3 hit points back, you two.
1d3.
what about the rest of us?
Big guy, yeah.
1d3. Perfect.
1d3.
And on that note,
He's-
Infinite Monkey Tails needs to take a break, folks.
1. Wow.
Me too, mate. Me too. 1. Nice one.
Oh, we missed the
Nice.
break.
Listen,
So
that's one more than the rest of us got.
we
I
missed
was
the
just
hour
listening
break.
at
Just
the-
keep going.
Okay.
1 point. I'll keep us stingy with our hit points.
No way. We've just spent how many days in the hospital?
Just
24 hours.
yeah, just over 24 hours, really.
Yeah.
I'm hospital. I got 1 hit point back.
Crap hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, good to Caduceus's word, you're released. You were discharged later that day. Probably coming up to about midday.
What's your actual health like?
You're told to like
Yeah.
make sure you consume enough, plenty of fluids, and try not to eat too much. Don't binge
Mice.
eat.
No live insects.
Jamie,
And you're taught you're a member of Caduceus staff, like not the from the upper floors, tells you that informs you that a member of Caduceus will be in touch with you and your companions once you've had time to recuperate.
When we are getting dressed out of our hospital gown, do we notice anything different?
No. The only thing you notice is that you feel well. You feel exceptionally well. There's no physical changes. No, the only physical changes that you've any signs of the Yellow Death is gone.
I'm still injured though, so I want to know, is Jamie Moore injured as well? Like physically injured, like hit points.
I'm 19 of 23.
I'm 19 to 26. I'll take Jamie to visit a doctor, a mob doctor, someone that asks no questions.
So they've patched you. You know, they will have patched you up. So any injuries will have been stitched up and bandaged and whatever. So all your wounds will have been treated as
Okay, so that's pointless. Okay.
Yeah. So I should mention how this works mechanically, since it applies to everybody bar Jake, everybody bar Randall. So how it works is, anytime you receive a major wound, or what would be there's no major wounds as such in Pulp, but if you receive the equivalent of a major wound, it will cause the hybridization process to advance.
Okay.
Like
So that's like half your hit points in one go, right?
Yeah, in one go.
The fact that I have this and my hand's missing, will that affect anything?
It means that your hand probably isn't undergoing a hybridization process because
The one
in the
that's
future,
missing.
if you lost your other hand, it might something
Is
might
she
happen
keeping
with
it in her pocket?
No, I'm thinking it's like, how long ago did I do this hand? I'm just wondering if it's like is the wound still like?
Oh no, yeah, it's all that already healed up.
I hear that if you cut a lizard's tail off, it'll grow back. So it's quite possible that the hand will too.
We'll turn into a lizard's tail.
Or little
All the better for
snake
slapping
head.
people with.
A one-fingered hand.
Okay, so it is about, I don't know, maybe 3-4 days later that you're called back into Caduceus, just for a meeting, a debriefing, they're calling it. And the meeting takes place in one of the one of the briefing rooms. This perhaps it may even be the same briefing room where you first met Shapiro.
Okay.
And you were introduced to a man of Spanish or Mexican descent who introduced himself as Victor Gomez Gonzalez.
So we called back into the.
Mm-hmm.
So you're all sat around this meeting table, and this guy comes in. Let's see, I think I've got a picture of him somewhere.
Did we get our gear back as we left the hospital, Phil?
Yeah, all your belongings were returned to you, yes.
Okay.
All your belongings were returned.
Even the exotic ones?
Ooh, what exotic ones?
Oh yeah.
Good question.
The whip.
Were the belongings that Vincent had that didn't belong to Vincent returned to their owners as well?
Anything mundane you would return to. Anything that looked potentially exotic.
No, I still have a total of 10 wallets. If That's what you want there.
May not be the whip. You can give us a look roll. I mean, that that might have slipped by. It's certainly weird looking, but whether it's oh dear, no, that's a definite no.
Oh.
Wow.
No. So no, unfortunately not. Unfortunately
Hmm.
not.
There
So
we go,
this
that's a good question.
so this is Mr. Gonzalez, Victor Gomez Gonzalez.
Mm.
So he's a mild-looking man, about average build, with well-oiled hair, a neatly trimmed moustache, and he's got a notable, like I say, you're not quite sure if it's Brazilian, Mexican, something like, but he's quite quietly spoken.
Hola, Senor Gonzalez. I'll greet him in Spanish.
Sorry?
I would greet him in Spanish. Hola, Senor Gonzalez.
This is that's yeah. He smiles and nods, and says, I'm here to congratulate you on your successful operation in North Borneo.
Successful. Congratulate.
Sí, mucho bueno.
Yes. You are to be commended on a rather difficult operation.
Difficult.
All those people
It's
died.
They did, yes. It is unfortunate. It's but your actions were justified. There was
Did nothing but
no.
try to save them.
You did your best. You did your best. There was no conventional cure for this for the infection. You could and we could not condone bringing treatment here at Caduceus. We cannot condone or even have the ability to conduct treatment on that scale. It would have been impossible. Logistics would have been impossible. And if left untended, the infection would have spread way beyond the quarantine zone, and many, many, many people, many more would have died. What you did was a terrible thing, but it was the right thing. Sometimes
We didn't
sacrifices
deliberately do it.
must be made.
We weren't doing it to clear the disease. We were doing it to clear the things we found there.
Well, technically, we didn't do anything. The half-drang device was damaged. It was going to go off regardless.
Well, this is
It may
all
have even
very
been tampered with.
interesting. This is all interesting news. This is precisely why I've called you in to debrief you, and so you may advise us on the situation you encountered.
We encountered so many different things.
I mean, you were right. There were the Inner Night were there. They had a base.
Yeah.
It was built into the mountain. I forgot the name of the mountain. Sorry, Phil.
Mount Kinabalu.
Yeah. There was a map there, but it wasn't a map of Earth as it is now. It was from thousands, millions of years ago. And there were locations marked on it. The only one that we could recognize was in Iceland.
This is. Do you think you might be able to reproduce?
I believe Miss Moore did draw a diagram.
Oh,
I did.
Excellent. Do you still have this?
I assume I was have my.
Yeah, you probably.
Yeah.
I mean, there's every. It'd be probably reasonable to assume that you've got it with you, since you were coming back into Caduceus for a debriefing. So if you want, you can hand it over.
I'll show it him.
It's very good. It's,
I'm going to take it back.
perhaps perhaps we may make a reproduction, Miss Moore.
Yeah, well, so what's next?
We need to analyze once this debriefing is complete. We need to analyze the what the information. And there are some ongoing investigations, but we should have another assignment for you shortly. But you could take advantage of some downtime for now, I believe. And he puts a suitcase on a briefcase onto the table, opens it open, and hands each of you a bulging white envelope.
Oh.
So, Phil, I would like to know, with this guy's accent, is he speaking the accent of someone whose first tongue is Portuguese or whose first tongue is Spanish? This is very relevant.
Yeah, you've got he's definitely Brazilian.
So
And
I
he's
wanted.
speaking in the probably nothing like Brazilian, but that's the
I'd like
accent I'm going with.
So I'd like to make an attempt to speak Brazilian Portuguese and say thank you very much for this debriefing meeting, and I just want to use that as a chance to try and level up our language. 'Cause that's what my character's built for. So I'm taking this
Okay.
chance to do it.
Okay. No.
Nowhere close.
No.
It's only worth using the luck if I was close. So nah, I failed to speak to the guy in his native language.
So, is there anything else you want to? Are you going to give them a full rundown of everything that happened? Is there anything you want to hold back, or?
I think we'll tell him everything. We only tell him about this Iceland as well.
Well, I've already mentioned the Iceland thing, but I think I don't know if there's any reason to hold anything back, is there?
I don't think so.
I'm looking in the envelope to see how much money's in it.
Okay, there is a sizable amount, a large amount, double what you previously received.
Wow.
Mr. Gonzalez, this is notice there's an increase in payments as compensation.
How much was it? We got $500 last time.
It's a lot.
So
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah, you're getting more money than you could possibly know what to do with.
No, I know exactly what to do with it.
So there's also a letter thanking, a handwritten letter thanking you for your diligence and sacrifice in difficult circumstances, and it's signed by Mr. Joshua Meadham, the man himself.
Mm.
Okay.
Is he the top kahuna?
Yes, he's the founder of Caduceus.
Letter from Meadham. I'm putting that in there now.
Which thanks you for your sacrifice, your outstanding performance in the field.
Jeffrey Meadham, was it?
Joshua.
Yes.
Sorry.
So once Dr. Gonzalez has collected all the information that you proffer for during the debriefing, he escorts you back downstairs. Says, I will be going forward. I will be your new handler. I shall be in touch. And he takes a moment to shake each of you by the hand.
Okay.
And then
What's this guy's name? Gonzalez.
Dr. Victor Gomez Gonzalez.
I shake his hand for now.
I'm going to do something as I shake his hand. I'll be having your wallet, son.
Oh, are you?
Let's see.
He's got
Are
no
you?
spot against it, I think.
Oh yes, he didn't spot it. So
No,
you lift his wallet. There's probably a good $50 in there, maybe a diner's, equivalent to a diner's card, and
Wow.
Thank you. I'll put those in
Zero
my
to one.
So dinner's on Vincent tonight.
dinner is on Vincent tonight. You're correct.
So, yes.
Randy, my friend.
so it is. It's that time again. It's downtime in downtown in or downtime
downtime in downtown.
New York, indeed.
Downtown.
So you can, as before, you can take, you can spend this time doing whatever you want. You can, well, whatever you want. I mean, one of the options, of course, is to spend some time with one of your, an element from your background in an attempt to stabilize your mental state.
Mine
Oh,
went
If you
really
do,
badly last time.
if you do so, it will relieve you of your indefinite insanity.
Mine went really badly last time, so it can't go worse.
What
So
have we
you've
got
got-
to do? Sorry, sorry.
Spend time with
So
your
in between, you can spend. You've got several days of downtime that you can spend how you wish. So potentially, you can use an element from your background to regain sanity and stabilize yourself if you've suffering from indefinite insanity. So it requires a sanity check, of course. Failure damages the background element if and there's a sanity cost rather than gain. If this is a key connection, you gain a bonus on that check. If you have lost your key connection, you can use this opportunity to reforge a new key connection. So essentially, if you choose an unbroken background element or come up with a new one, you can, if this check is successful, then it creates a new key connection.
Ooh.
Mm.
All right then.
If not,
what to try and do.
then you lose some sanity like you would anyway, and you just but you're still without a key connection. So obviously, as mentioned, the advantage of key connection is you spend time with that, you get a bonus dice on the sanity check.
So I ruined my key connection last
You
time.
did
Can
indeed, yes.
Can we try
Can we
to
try and go and
unsever the
make
severed
it?
one?
Yeah.
You can try and
That's exactly what I'm going to try and do.
Alfie's going to try and reassemble his typewriter. No.
I'm going to go back to try and. Well, I'm going to go back to my museum because that's my meaningful location.
Okay.
And maybe do a little bit of research, see if I can find anything while I'm there. But then try and maybe get a coffee with Richard Carrington and try and get him to.
Get him to not think you're a complete crackpot.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell him what's just happened.
Okay, so what? So yeah, you spend you head at one day or several days during the week. You spend some quality time immersing yourself in the books and exhibits at the museum, for trying to forget about what's happened.
Molly.
And engage. Eventually engage with your friend Richard. So what are you talking about with Richard? What are you doing to try and reconnect? So he's obviously a little reluctant to engage with you initially.
I don't know. I might be like. I might sort of say I've been on an X. Can't say the word.
Expedition?
Yeah. I might say I've been on there and just tell him some of the things that I saw without the freaky stuff. Because I know that he would be really interested in that. So, like some of the temples or stuff like that, I will tell him. I might show him some of the drawings I did of those, but not obviously keep freaky stuff away from him, because that's why he thinks I'm. Yeah. So I don't think I collected anything that I could actually physically give him, which is cool. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start collecting stuff.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so I'm going to chat to him about that and see if he believes me.
So what is it you want this time, Jamie?
Well, we seem to have misunderstood each other the last time, and I've just been on a really interesting trip, and thought you'd be interested in seeing. I show him the different things, temperature and that, and I
So-
said explain it to him.
So it kind of takes them not really looking at them. It's just, says I put my reputation on the line for you, put you in contact with all those people, and you just made me a laughing stock.
How?
All that nonsense you were coming out with.
I only told you.
You tell people, like just like anywhere else, this place as it is.
Well,
However, people overheard, they heard.
well, we hear stories, and it's our job to investigate them. And obviously, I know now that people don't want to see these. I show people what they want to see. Anything that people find a bit disturbing, I keep to myself. But I wanted to show you this lovely history and apologise for that. And I've learnt my lesson. Shan't disclose anything to anybody ever, unless it's really interesting or I've got evidence. Maybe I should be evident.
Okay, so he sort of kind of sighs a little bit and picks up these things and starts looking at the pictures and the notes you've passed him.
Yeah, only so certain one.
Okay. So.
Please be my.
So this relies on a sanity check, but I will.
Oh, piss pant.
But I will let you.
Do we have to make the sanity roll?
Yes.
Or fail? Oh, shit.
Oh, I'm not passing this.
So, but I will, if you can give me a reason, I will, a reason for some other skill check. I will, and it's successful, I will allow you a bonus dice. So perhaps I think, perhaps in this case, I would guess maybe charming him is.
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
but my
appropriate.
charm is so great at 15. Can I not have climb at least at 42?
Climb?
I just thought I'd like that.
Oh
my god!
If you can justify, if you can give a reason why climbing would work.
But it's the only thing I've got.
Oh, I thought you might have taken him on maybe taking him on a
She's social climbing. How about that? How?
Wow. Yeah, no, I've got absolutely nothing on anything. Shit bags. No, I have literally nothing that would persuade him.
Well, like I say, if you can justify a skill in some way.
Oh, I can brawl. I can beat the shit out of him. I've got 65 in brawling.
Yeah, that'll win him over.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah. Well, you better be my friend or else.
What do you mean you don't believe me?
No, I think my fantastic drawings are going to be that good that it's like a library. I got a library use of 50. No. Oh, I'm not going to pass this, am I? Right, I'll do charm. Sod it. So what do I have to do?
Just make it go with charm. Okay, fair enough.
Like no, I'm not going to pass charm. I've only got 15.
Like I say, if you can come up with some way to justify a roll, any other role. I mean, like I said, I would have accepted climbing if you'd have said, "Oh, I'm going to take him on a climbing trip." Go out with climbing.
I might climb him up the library museum
No,
museum library stairs.
We're going to scale the Empire State Building.
Take him out on a nice day trip. Go do a bit of climbing out in the countryside in one of the national parks. Well,
yeah, do that, and then Great
Oh,
idea. Let me do that.
go on. Go on then. I'll let you use my own suggestion.
I'm going to fail that anyway because it's only 42.
Yeah, fail and he falls and breaks his neck.
Ah!
Push the roll. Make him.
Yeah.
Be my friend.
Yeah. I mean, push the roll. Make him really die.
Push the
Yeah.
roll.
So,
Kill her off.
Friend.
are you going to push it?
What
The
does
panel
pushing
says
do?
yes.
If you
And
push
it-
it, there it will be a catastrophic failure.
If you fail, yeah. If yeah, don't make the roll, Ange. Then
If you fail, you push
Something
him off the
terrible.
wall.
something
Yeah.
terrible will happen to him, and you'll be blamed.
It's going to be entertaining either way, basically.
Oh no, I'll just take the hit that he hates me, and then I'll be completely
Okay,
insane.
in which case you can just give us a normal, just give us a sanity roll then with no
No, wait, I
adjustment.
thought I meant I wouldn't have to do. Oh my
No,
lord!
you're still gonna
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I was giving you the opportunity to earn a bonus dice. Look at how you passed.
No.
Hey.
Nice.
I
Wow.
should have done that.
Who
without
needs
wanting
Richard
to be my friend
Carrington?
anymore.
Hey,
But I want him to be my friend.
So,
well, what you do now is you go date his rival just to make him
Oh.
jealous.
So you have rebonded. You have reformed your connection with Richard. You gain 1d6 points of sanity, and this also alleviates your indefinite insanity.
Ooh.
Oh, 5. Yes.
Let's go on.
45.
I need
So I
some
get rid of
more.
the underlying
Indi-
insanity.
Yep, it gets rid of your underlying insanity.
I'm
as well.
perfectly sane and normal. As
Okay, so who wants to go next?
I hope you all do better than me.
Hope you all fail. I mean, do better than me. I want to hear Vinny's.
I was
I
about
wanna
to
hear
say,
it go
just
to
put me out-
Vinny.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
just put me out my misery. I'll go next.
Yeah,
It went really badly last time. Like,
I think you're gonna
but
knock
it was
out
such
the
a
park.
rich story.
It was. We all want to know how that's going to resolve.
so Vinny goes to see Molly, but this time he goes to the church to see her on a Sunday. When he knows she goes to pray, because she's a devout Catholic, Irish Catholic, and he knows what time she'll be there on a Sunday, and he goes to see her on a Sunday. And this time instead of spending the $1,000 on a ring or $2,000 or whatever it is, whatever double last time was, he's just going to take her the cash and go and sweet talk her and tell her how much he loves her and he's sorry and look, here's the money and I won't give it to your father this time, I'll give it straight to you and you can make sure it goes to the right place and trust me, I'm gonna get you out of here. Look, and he hands her, what is it, 1,000 or 2,000? I'm sure we got 1,000 last time. I will let us do.
No, it's 1,000.
Was it
I'm gonna say it's
1,000?
1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he
Sounds-
hands her
it's about
$1,000, and he's like just really, he's not on his knees begging or anything. He's just quietly sitting next to her in the church pew, whispering. She can't make a scene in the church. He's clever, Vinny. He's clever.
So I think she's immune to your charms at the moment after the last episode, but I will allow you to persuade.
No one is
roll, though.
immune to my charms. What are you talking about?
I will allow you a persuade roll. If you can succeed in the persuade roll, I'll like before. I'll let you take a bonus dice to try and
On
reestablish-
persuade.
On persuade,
Persuade. I can't use charm.
no, she's immune to your charms after last time.
Right then. What about fast talk? You
I mean, that would smack a little bit of insincerity, though, wouldn't
It
it?
would, yes, it would.
yeah, but
Yeah.
not if he succeeds. Only if he fails.
No, I mean, I kind of meant from Vinny's perspective, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Only if
I'm
it's
not.
fair.
I'm no.
Fast talk is hustling, essentially.
Aye, but
Are you
Vinny's that
just trying to
clever,
hustle her?
Vinny's that clever he can use it on his girlfriend.
Well, let's say. I mean, you could say that. Yeah, he's using it without even thinking about it, right? He's not deliberately going about his way to hustle her, but it's just he's desperate to get her back, right? Yeah.
He's not a
So
hustler. He's not hustling her. He's just using fast talking and big words and confusing her rather than
yeah.
persuading her because he's
Yeah.
not.
Which isn't hustling her at all. Go on then.
He's not so hot at persuasion, but he's
Go
good
on
at
then.
fast talk.
Go on then.
Yes, come on. Go on, Vinny. Go on. Fuck off. Can I use my luck?
Yeah,
I've got
don't
enough.
do that. Don't do that.
No, I really need this connection. I'm using my luck.
Oh wow! Are you going to use your
How
luck?
much?
I've not got enough to avoid certain death anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm already below the line.
So you're going to use 17 luck. That's
What have
probably
I
more
got?
than half of
Yeah.
what you got
22?
left.
I've got 22.
Yeah,
Or I could push the roll.
you could push.
Oh, holy shit!
Oh.
That's a lot on the line.
Can I finally get lucky?
Oh,
I'm
let's
feeling
see.
lucky, folks.
Oh,
So are you going to push it?
Oh.
No. Oh no, it is.
Oh.
Ooh. Look at
love
that.
always prevails.
So, do you know how he pushes it? He has a wristwatch or a pocket watch, and just at the right time, he knows exactly what time of day it is, and he knows the church because she's in a church in Hell's Kitchen. He knows it like the back of his hand. He knows exactly what time the light's going to come through a certain angle on the stained glass window to make this statue of the Virgin Mary look like she's winking, and he's gonna
Winking.
and he's going to be looking up at that Virgin Mary as he's talking to her and drawing her eyes to it, and the Virgin Mary's going to wink at Molly as he's talking to her.
I mean, that's way cooler than the idea I had, which I thought you were going to say. He's got a wristwatch.
Wow.
He's going to say that it belongs to his great grandfather and was worth a lot of money, and he was going to give it to her, and he knows that it was actually worth nothing.
I said what I said. Your idea was better, but that's what I came up
It
with.
actually belonged to
No, yours was
somebody's
way
great
better. Yours was
grandfather.
fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, so you can give us that sanity roll, and I will let you have a bonus dice for that for the
Nice.
sanity roll.
Ah, come on, Trish.
Still going to make the sanity roll with a bonus dice.
With a bonus dice, let's go.
Oh.
Yay!
Nice.
Okay, so she doesn't say anything, but she takes the money, holds your hand, and looks you in the eye, holds your attention for a moment or two, and you feel something. You feel that it's like that something inside, something like that connection. Maybe it's not lost. Maybe it's still there.
Just
And then
still
she
loves
gives you a
me.
peck on the cheek, and she gets up and leaves.
Aw.
She still loves me, guys. She still loves me, troops.
Okay, who's going next? Oh, of course, you've succeeded. You get 1d6 sanity back, and you can remove your underlying insanity.
Oh, come on. Right, so how do I do that? Just click on it.
Yeah,
The bout of madness is gone as well, eh?
yeah.
Right,
Yeah, that was done
1d6, let's go.
Yeah.
Big 5.
Nice.
Not too shabby.
Okay, who's go? Wants to go next?
I'll go next if
Yeah,
nobody's volunteering.
Okay.
So I climb up the 7 flights of stairs that it takes to get to my 400 square foot apartment somewhere in New York. I open the door, immediately skirt right into a karate stance, and shout out, "Not today, Kato! I am not feeling good." And then, of course, there is no Kato. I dejectedly close the door. I flip on the light switch, and there's what amounts to a naked bulb coming down in the middle of the room, probably around 25 watts of light in there. I sigh, I try to breathe in, and as I try to breathe in, I just get the smell of smoke and cigars coming from the other apartments around me, and I cough out because I'm not a smoker and I can't stand
Hmm.
the smell in this place. I look around the apartment. It looks like it's been ages since it's gone through any cleaning whatsoever. Certainly any deep cleaning, and there's just dust and little mites up in the air everywhere. And I listen, and it sounds dark and lonely inside. I look around. The sofa bed that opens up into a bed is at least folded up now. And I sit down on the couch. Beside the couch, I go to the table where I have a stack of papers, old newspaper clippings, stacked one above the other. And by this dimly lit 25-watt light bulb hanging from the ceiling, I read some of the articles written about me and my escapades, killing or engaging in great hunts. And I fall asleep like that.
Okay. So I guess you can give us at that point. You can give us a sanity roll, then I guess. Just yeah, indulging in revelry, were we?
You look around, my boy.
Oh no.
I think it's quite appropriate, and I will accept that role.
Okay. So you lose 1 point of sanity. You may not get rid of your underlying insanity if you still have it.
Okay.
Randall was the only one that didn't have one, I think.
Yeah,
I think,
think
yeah,
that's
I think
okay.
he did. No, I don't think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Mm.
I think, yeah, you leafing through these. You're trying to drift off to sleep. You just can't. But you can't get to sleep. You kind of like toss and turn, and you sit up and go back through these clippings and going through them, and you come to realize how vapid and empty and meaningless all these are. Just the only thing of meaning that you had in your life is gone, is dead. Your wife's 6 feet under, and these are just pointless, meaningless piece of paper, just trying to like boost an ego, make up for, fill a gap, fill a void that's unfillable, and in frustration and anger, you throw them all on the fire.
Ooh.
Wow.
Who's going next?
Do you want to go, Tony, or
I can do. I think I might have figured out what I want to do.
Best of luck.
Because the only treasured possession I had got stolen, and that was my key connection.
It
oh
was.
yeah.
It was. Oh, you lose 1 point of sanity, Jake, if I didn't say.
So
Yeah.
I think I'm probably gonna like be doing a couple of things. I will be writing home to my best friend back in the UK. Just now that I'm back, just to let her know that I'm okay and kind of update her, but in the broadest sense of anything. And just casual conversation, not letting her know all the crazy that's been going on. But I think after that, I'm gonna go out and I think attempt to replace the necklace.
Okay.
Nothing like exactly like it, but in essence of it, because it was very simple. It was ruby. It had a ruby stone in it in a necklace. So it's like it's going out to find something that is in essence of it that can still remind her of her mother.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, and just like
Oh,
buy a new necklace.
okay. So Give us a sanity roll then.
But
But
okay. I think I might have like the lowest sanity.
Oh.
Oh no.
I did. Well, sorry. So
Who
you can
knew?
give it. I didn't give you the opportunity to get a bonus dice on it. So you can do while you're searching the jewelers and pawn shops and wherever else trying to find. You can make a credit rating roll.
Credit rating. Credit
So
rating.
if that's successful, you can get a bonus dice on that sanity check. Oh dear.
No.
Oh well.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
So you lose 1 point of sanity. You keep your underlying insanity, and yeah, you don't find anything. Nothing. You find a few things, but nothing. You just realize it's a way you've wasted your time. Nothing is going to replace it. And after a day of searching, you return home dejected, perhaps a tear running down your cheek. And as you get to the door of your apartment, you see a small black box sitting in front of the door to your apartment.
Wow.
oh,
I'll see if there's a note and take it inside with me.
hmm.
Okay, there is a small folded piece of paper, just like a tatty, torn off scrap of paper, folded in two underneath it.
Yeah, so I'll read that first.
Okay,
we
it
can-
says in quite sort of deliberate, not brilliant handwriting, but deliberate handwriting. It says, "From a friend," and there's like a red smudge on the edge of the paper. It looks, you're not sure, but it looks like it might be blood.
Doing?
Could
What
be
are you
lipstick.
doing?
So
I think
inside,
I'm gonna
what's
open the box.
okay? You open the
Oh.
box. Inside is your pendant, your missing pendant.
Okay.
Surrounded by a bloody neck.
Yeah, attached to a head.
I was just waiting for it.
I was. It was the tension was killing me.
Okay. So I'll take it. Obviously overjoyed that I've managed to it's come back and look it over just to
Okay,
make sure it's all still
it
intact.
seems
Like it's not the necklace, the actual chain is not broken or anything like that.
no, it appears to be perfectly fine. It appears intact. But you can't restore it I won't let you to restore it as a connection yet. There's something you feel, something hanging over this.
Yeah.
There's a debt to be paid, perhaps.
Oh god.
Okay, and finally we have
Oh.
Alfie.
But he can't wait.
See if we can
Um,
last.
I think Alfie has been pretty traumatized over the last few weeks. So he's drinking heavily still. But then he has this. He wakes up one morning. He has this moment of kind of clarity. And I don't know, it's clarity, maybe desperation. He has. He's had a few dates with. It's his publisher's secretary, Sally Glass, her name is. And he thinks he's going to try and get her to come from Washington to New York for just spend a couple of days together, and they're just going to see the sights. He wants to forget about everything else. He doesn't want to think about Caduceus. He doesn't want to think about anything that's happened. He just wants to try and do something normal. And he's had a few dates with her, and they've got on okay. He has difficulty making real connections with people. but he's gonna. So he's probably after one thing, I guess, with this girl. And so he's gonna try and get her to come over to New York for a few days, and they're gonna just see the sights. That's his intention. So he's going to attempt to charm Sally maybe into coming and spending a few days in New York with him,
Okay.
doing ordinary things that ordinary people do.
Okay. Yeah. So perhaps a charm is. Are you right? Are you contacted by phone or letter? Or...
I think no, it's going to be phone. I think he's going to phone. He's going to call up he calls up the office, gets put straight through to his editor's secretary, which is Sally. And he's just going to turns on the charm straight away. Basically, we've spent, we've had some good times together. Anyway, I'm down here in New York. Maybe onto something pretty interesting. I can't talk about it right now, but maybe while I'm down here, maybe you'd like to maybe come down and join me. There's some incredible sights to hear. Like, why don't you come over? Why don't you come over and visit?
Well, that's quite a trip, though, Alfie. It's I'm not sure my boss will. I'll take that.
I mean, I could ask him. Do you want me to ask him? You can ask him. Whatever you want to do. I think you should come over. We'll have a great time. I've got some amazing sights to show you. It's going to be fantastic.
Give us a charm roll, then. Why not?
Now, I have one of my talents.
Oh,
this smooth talker.
Oh, it is.
So
and is this to reforge a new connection?
That's the intention. Yeah,
right,
even
okay.
no matter how shallow it might actually be, that's the intention. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So I get a bonus die. Is that right for this one?
If you succeed in this skill roll, I will give you bonus dice.
I'm thinking about the skill roll. Can I use my smooth talker talent, or is that?
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. Yeah. Of course you can. Yeah,
okay. Yes.
Wow.
A hard success.
Yes.
So yes, after sweet talk. She says, "So don't worry about it, boss. I know how to wrap it. I know how to wrap it around my little finger.
Sure.
I'll fix it. So you can. She jumps on a train, gets a train, comes down to New York. You spend a few days together, and you can give us a sanity roll then with a bonus dice because you made your charm roll.
Okay.
Ooh! Oh, wow!
Go get him.
Yeah.
Okay. So so all goes well. So perhaps she even stays longer than intended. In fact, when you wake this morning, she's still there.
Oh
no!
I don't want to get in trouble.
Sorry. He got a great success. She actually leaves early.
So you gain 1d6 points of sanity, and you form a new key connection.
Okay. A 3.
Nice.
So as she gets up, she kind of gets up before you, and she's busy around the apartment. You hear the sounds and the smell of her cooking breakfast, and she comes through with a tray with breakfast and a pot of coffee. Hands it to you. She says, "Oh, I found this stuffed under the door." And she hands you this sealed manila envelope. There's no name, no address on it.
Oh. It just came through now or earlier?
It was just, I don't know, it was just there. It was just pushed under the door.
Okay.
Not in your like not in your letter, but your like mailbox.
Under the door.
Downstairs, pushed under the door. Because you got it's like down in the foyer. There's like multiple mailboxes where people collect for the
Okay.
mail. So
Looks a little.
somebody has got into the building and upstairs and pushed this under your door.
Mm.
Oh, is it quite big? It's like a
Yeah, kind of
larger
A4.
letter size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Eyes it suspiciously. And kind of surreptitiously takes this thing, heads into the bathroom and kind of pushes the door closed. Breathes real deep, and then flips open the envelope to have a look what's inside.
Okay. Inside is a single sheet of paper with a typed letter on it. And this is what you see. 1 second. There
Okay.
we go. So let's see, where are we? We've passed a few days. It was, what day are we on? We're on. So it's going to be Monday morning, Monday the 30th of March, when you all receive a phone call or a telegram calling you back in to Caduceus. Through whatever means, whether you meet up beforehand or meet up in the foyer, you all find yourselves back together in the foyer of the meeting building.
Can we assume we've in those days been to a doctor and recovered hit points?
You can reset your hit points to full. Yes, you can reset your hit
Hey.
points.
Thank you.
You can
Nice.
also, I should also let you do a development phase as well.
Oh yes, please. I've got
Oh, man.
10 skills. I counted them. 10 skills to live.
So
Just
there you go.
fix
Yeah,
development
it's not
phase.
luck points, just
Yeah,
development.
yeah,
phase,
just
right?
click. Yeah, not luck, just a development phase.
Wow,
Okay.
look at Jamie. Jesus.
Oh, Alfie, not so good.
Oh, not so lucky, Alfie.
What did I
Jamie
get?
got
Oh my god.
5 out of 6.
Oh look, first aid was not upgraded.
Oh damn
Oh,
it.
great. Right, let's
Still
go.
never going to be able to help you.
Oh, man.
Nice.
That
Wow.
sucks.
Vincent got a lot. Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
look
7
at
out of
that.
10. 7 out of 10
Alfie,
from
you
Big
did
Vinny.
shit.
I did. I got 1. I got the most useless skill upgraded.
Climb, no. You could have climbed a mountain with your mate.
Wow.
And you know what? I could have gone with Richard Carrington, couldn't I? And had a
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my handgun didn't go up. Fast talk didn't, and sleight of hand didn't.
Those are
Oh, I
brutal.
can nearly do a plane.
Nearly
My
do a
language
play.
is up by 3. My listen up, intimidate up, dodge up, or acting up.
I don't get anything
stealth,
useful
spot
like
hidden. Well, spot
persuade
hidden
or
went up by
anything.
10%. Actually, that's a good one.
Yeah, my spot hidden is now 70.
Wow.
Yeah, nice. That's a good
Wow.
spot hidden. Mine's 69.
Okay, so
It's
Nice.
69.
in the foyer of the meeting building on the ground floor, you once you make your presence known, you're quickly met by a member of Caduceus staff. You've never seen them before. Some female member of staff. But you notice she's also accompanied by 2 burly security guards, and they take you via the lift. The lady using a key to access the 7th floor, the floor that you've not been allowed access to before.
Ooh.
Because what floor did we go on last time?
It was let me see.
Promotion.
God. Anyway, No, come on. It is. You were on. Let me see. So it would have been it would have been a higher up floor actually, I believe, or is it or the fifth or sixth floors, I think.
Okay. So we're gradually making our way up the building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It might have been. Yeah, but yeah, it's this is so you know this this is one of the floor that's got restricted access. You need like the elevator needs a special key to access it. Otherwise, the lift just bypasses it.
Mm.
Okay. So, don't see anything for that. Oh, there we are. So yeah, you're taken through out the lift. Once you get out of the lift, you're bombarded by the sound of the sights of this office. It's just like lines of desks where people like tapping away at typewriters. There's groups of people stood around notice boards with like notes pinned on, maps and notes, and various newspaper clippings pinned on them as they're discussing things. You notice one of them is they seem to be discussing the after effects of the mission in Borneo. And you're led through this busy, like I said, this noisy, it's almost deafening loud sound of like typing and people talking, like talking and shouting across at each other. And you're led into another meeting room. This one's quite large. It's got a long, dark oak table, sort of oval in shape. We must have about a good 15, 16 chairs arranged all the way around it. And just told to the woman who's brought you up here, still accompanied by the security guard, she tells you, if you please take a seat, Dr. Gonzalez will be along shortly. And with that,
Okay.
she leaves the room, and you're left on your own for now.
Mm.
So
How are you?
there's paperwork that we could see here about.
No, there's nothing in here.
Okay.
How are you both feeling now?
Fine. Why?
I feel fine.
Obviously, the vaccination finally worked.
How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Look, it's been bothering me. I want I didn't run out on you guys back there. It was I don't know what happened. It was I was in the tent 1 minute, and the next I was in a town nearby watching the bomb go off. I don't know what happened.
Listen, man, a lot of shit happened out there that we can't explain. We know you didn't run out on us. We know you wouldn't run out on us.
Well, technically, he did run out on us, but he's got reasons for it, apparently.
Vinny's trying to
Yeah,
bond, keep the spirits.
yeah.
He's trying to keep his spirits up and everything.
Jamie, I thought of all people, you would have been the most understanding, being so compassionate and caring. But anyway,
reminder, wink, hint, cough, cough. Vinny tries to reassure him that no, man, we know you didn't run out, man. A lot of things happened out there, and that we can't explain. The whole place was messed up. It was messing with their minds, with people's bodies.
I'm not a coward, I'm not a coward.
Oh, you're not a coward. I fought.
You just got a
I've
bit
been in-
scared.
I watched you with that giant snake climb on top of it, man. You're no coward. No one thinks you're a coward. Don't worry, man. We wouldn't all
Let's
be
not
alive if you were a
squabble about
coward.
who killed who.
We wouldn't. None of us would be alive if you were a coward, man.
But technically, he did run off and leave us behind.
Vinny puts a hand over Jamie's mouth. You're not a coward, man. Jamie's still recovering from a lot of painkillers and stuff after we had that operation, that procedure. Obviously, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Don't listen to her.
We
No,
all
I'm just
have our
stating the facts. It's like
Stabs,
I said he
stabs
had a
on Jamie's
reason.
toes. Stabs on Jamie's toes.
Don't. If you damage her,
Oh yeah.
she'll-
Oh yeah, we all have our
Well-
demons to bear.
So bear in mind that Vinny and Jamie have no idea about any of that.
yeah. Now this is the weird thing, because I figure that perhaps Karina and Alfie probably think, oh, they must have told them.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true.
You think we know? We don't.
Yeah, I
know.
mean, it would
We're not
make
gonna
sense.
tell it.
Of course, they wouldn't hide. They wouldn't keep something like that from you, surely. I mean, we just did what was best from you guys as well. Okay, I hope you understand that.
What do you mean did best for
No,
us?
Of course you
What
did.
do
We
you
all
mean did
man.
best? Of course, we always look out for each other. We don't resent
Unless
you for
it
running
means
away.
abandoning us and running away.
We all did
No, listen.
for each other,
It's-
man. We
it's
did our best for those
understandable.
people as well. We tried our best for those people.
And I don't know what you're all talking about. We were told they would be out in a day or so. So we didn't wait in the hospital for them the extra day. We went back home. We came back. We heard word. We came back. It's not like we abandoned you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are okay. We just did what
We did
thought
the
was
right thing.
right.
For that time.
Of course you did, man. We all did.
Yeah.
What are you worried
I mean,
about?
we would have stayed at the hospital if there was any risk, but we were assured that you guys would be okay and you'd be out in 24 hours. So, you know, we had things to do. We came back the very next day to make sure you were okay, and we all
I feel
got
better
back
than
together.
ever, man. Yeah, don't worry about leaving us in the hospital. Yeah.
Okay, at this point, the door opens and in walks Gonzalez. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen. If
Some
you
more
come
than
with me,
others.
if you come with me, please. We need. This is not the right room. We need to use the other room. Mr. Meadham wishes to speak with you.
Whoa.
The boss
Oh.
man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that's either really, really good news or really, really bad news.
I think this is good. This is good. Yes. Come. And he ushers you out of this room and down and gets you to follow him down this corridor. So you're off the corridor that runs off this main side kind of typing pool office area. And you pass several rooms down this corridor. One of which the door, somebody comes out, and as they come out, they like almost collide with you. Oh, sorry about that. And they forget to close the door as a passing. And as you pass by, you get a glance. You glance into this room, and you see Tiranesh strapped into a chair. Several scientists are hovering round her, and she is clearly very much awake. One of them is administering some kind of injection to her arm, which she seems to be protesting about. And as you pass by, Tiranesh looks over, and her eyes meet your eyes, Vinny.
I knew you were going to say that.
And you feel it's almost like somebody slapped you across the face. and you're just kind of staring, entranced, and then it's broken as one of the scientists rushes over and closes the door. Mr. Lazada, come, please.
Yeah,
snap out of it and
what's the
follow.
holdup?
And nothing.
Cool.
Nothing. So headache. Sorry. Yeah, nothing. Move on.
So Gonzalez takes you another really well pointed meeting room, but this one's smaller, more personal. And once you're seated, Dr. Gonzalez, he asks you, offers refreshments. And there's a seat, so it's kind of again, it's another like an oval table, but you're kind of sat. He seats you at 5 chairs on one side, and then the opposite side, there's 3 unoccupied chairs. So, can I get anybody any refreshments?
Ooh. It's the 1930s. It's after 10 a.m. Yes.
Thank
Perhaps
you. That's very kind.
it's a coffee, or perhaps something a little stronger.
Whiskey, Irish.
What he's having.
Right. So this is
Just
coffee
black
would
coffee
be
for
good.
me, please.
I shall arrange this. Well, I shall be back momentarily. And he leaves the room, leaving you to yourselves.
And there's nothing in this room as well, or
Nothing again. Other than there's a wide window that gives you this amazing view of the city.
the people look so small down there from up here, don't they?
Because they're far away, Randall.
Yeah, I was not suggesting that he miniaturized the people in New York. That's not.
So the door opens, and a youngish man walks in carrying a tray with various drinks. There's a pot of coffee and a decanter with whiskey and some expensive crystal cut glasses that he places down the table and kind of stands there for a moment and says, "Is there anything else I can get you?"
Some answers.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dr. Gonzalez will be along momentarily.
Meadham's not with us, is he?
I'm sorry.
Meadham's not with us, is he?
No, you're just here. There's just you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just Mr. I'm just a secretary. I was just bringing them refreshments. Dr. Gonzalez asked me to bring you refreshments. So, I don't have any answers. Sorry.
I just need to know when Mr. Gonzalez is expected to arrive.
Yes, of course. It'll be here just one moment. I'm sure it won't be long. He kind of half backs out of the room and and like smiles, nods, and closes
That's
the door.
not what I wanted to ask him, but I didn't think we'd get anywhere with him.
Oh, the poor boy nearly had a heart attack.
Okay, so
Clearly, he has not endured the rigors of marriage.
So the door opens again almost immediately, and in walks Dr. Gonzalez, followed by this huge mountain of a man. Is like just like looks like it's been carved out of granite. He's got square jaw, square shoulders, huge fists that he seems to, as he like flexes his fingers, you can hear the sounds of his knuckles cracking.
That's like they put 2 men together, and still he's bigger than that.
Yep.
Don't try to lift his wallet.
Ooh.
Wow.
Right. and
He's scary.
he takes one of the without saying a word, his eye still looking intently at each of you. Doesn't take his gaze off you for a minute. He pulls out one of the side chairs and sits down, rests his hands on the table in front of him,
Oh,
and just staring at you.
as his eyes like go over me to stare at me, I'm gonna extend my hand out to him and say, "The name's Bond, James Bond."
He's not been invented yet.
Sorry, I'll just add it to the list.
So he just looks at this hard, stony gaze, just like you can feel his eyes burn into you,
Yeah.
like crack it, and just like cracks his knuckles. And you can all make a psychology, an opposed roll, a psychology
Oh,
roll versus his intimidation of his just the sheer
oh yeah.
strength, force of his personality.
Well, psychology of 10, yay.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, no,
Randy.
nice.
no.
Wow, nice. You two holding it strong.
My stare is icy back at him. You
Okay.
seem
Scaring
like
me. I'm looking down
Alfie.
at my
I will
hands.
say, you seem like a singular individual. There must be
No,
only
he seems
one like you.
You've
Okay.
only sounds like two men put together.
Okay.
He's
So
like
if you
Tubular.
So
individual.
basically, if you fail that roll against him, he gains. This means he's like you feel incredibly intimidated by this guy, to the point that any social checks in it, particularly intimidation checks he makes against you, will have a bonus dice. People who made that check will just be a normal roll.
And just be normally scared.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, this guy is scary. He looks like the kind of guy that strangles a few kittens every morning for breakfast.
Wow.
Okay.
Listen. Linda. Vinny is from the street. Vinny is not scared of this guy. Vinny will spend 10 luck and will not be intimidated by this asshole.
Okay, wow, burning that look.
I mean,
Jeez.
he might still be intimidated by him. He just won't be as intimidated.
Yeah,
Just
so
not
it's,
be intimidated by
Pee
this
only
guy.
a little in your pants, not a
yeah,
lot.
so yeah, he's still intimidated, but yeah, you're not not as much, not as scared of him. But yeah, everybody else, yeah. So Gonzalez comes in almost straight out at the same time or straight after him. He kind of smiles, glances sideways at this other guy, and sits down. You can all make a psychology check as well as Gonzalez sits
Ooh.
down.
Mm.
So, you detect a slight quiver in his voice. This is Cannon's, Mr. Meadham's bodyguard.
Oh, fair.
Shouldn't he be with Mr. Meadham?
Mr. Meadham will be here shortly.
Oh.
So if you passed it, you can tell that Gonzalez is terrified of this guy.
Oh. I'm sorry, what did you say the gentleman's name was?
Mr. Cannon. So this guy, he says nothing. He just looks at you. Doesn't say a word. So as Gonzalez kind of shifts uncomfortably in his seat, the door opens again, and another man in a smart suit enters from a completely different door, a door that you didn't even realize was there, from the side on the far side of the room. And as the door opens, this man enters. Cannon stands up immediately and pulls out the chair, holding it, waiting for this man to sit down. So this is you guys. So this an elderly, tall, elegant, elderly gentleman, maybe must be in his like late 60s or 70s or early 70s. This with grey hair, neatly trimmed, a moustache, and a large, full neatly trimmed beard.
Mm.
Wow.
Ooh.
With this intense gaze, this intense stare. And as he sits down, Canning pushes a chair in for him as he sits.
Ooh.
Can I make another psychology roll not to be afraid of this guy now? I think he scares me more.
So
Look at
yeah,
that.
as he sits down, he nods at Canning and says, and then looks at each of you, and a friendly smile spreads across his face. Says,
Ooh.
may I formally welcome you to Caduceus. I am Joshua Meaden, and I wanted to personally congratulate you on the success of your assignments so far. Your work has been without flaw, without question. You are by far our most efficient and successful agents in the field.
If only you knew the truth.
How has this
Yeah.
operation survived all this time if
Right,
we're the most
wow.
successful? It's-
What he means is we're still alive. Normally,
I understand. I understand, Mr. Monroe, that you were quite showed some quite exceptional driving skills in Borneo, making your way from the quarantine zone.
oh, yeah,
And he kind
that
of chuckles.
yeah. Alfie looks ashamed down at the table. It doesn't meet
How
the gaze of
dare
any
it,
of them.
Alfie?
Never forget, eh?
Mr. Lazaro, it seems you have quite the talent. Quite the talent. I assume at some point you will be returning those wallets you've been procuring.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, my friend.
Oh, come now, come now.
Randy checks his pant pocket.
There's still a drawing of a wallet in there.
You need not worry, Mr. Meadham. Yours is safe where it is.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. And he kind of like glances at Canning, and Canning glares at you.
And Canning need not worry either. His is safe where it is as well. I'll let you both keep your wallets. Don't worry about that.
But you are to be praised. You all made a difficult decision. Difficult decision. But we must always consider the greater good. The greater good is must come before all of us. Don't you agree?
I suppose.
I prefer it when I'm actually participating in the greater good. But
I can
yes.
assure you, Mr. Savage, your participation, you played your part. I'm sure without you on your companions would not achieve as much as they had. You're a valued part of the team. You're a valued members of Caduceus. And I just wanted to come here today to tell you that myself. It's important you realize how valued you are to this organization.
It's an absolute honor to meet you. Finally.
Think nothing of it. It's
I
not. I'm no different to any of you.
Well, your organization is to be commended for all the good work that you do.
Apart from perhaps from the extensive estate, the millions of dollars and other assets tied up in the stock exchange. He laughs quite heartily at this. But enough of the formalities. We have we have another assignment, and I wanted to bring this to your attention personally. There
Mm.
is a cult worshipping Yig, the father of snakes, that has come to our attention. As you know, we are aware of the serpent people who follow Yig. To our knowledge, are of no concern. They prefer to stay in the shadows. They prefer to live apart from humanity. And I know seen as no great threat, which is not something that cannot be said for the inner night, of course, which are our main concern. But nevertheless, this situation is unusual. These worshippers, they are situated in a small town in Oklahoma, and they're using the guise of a Christian church. Now, let me make this clear. I do not want to take a heavy-handed approach here. At least not to begin with, anyway. We need to find out the root cause of this. Where does this all come from? What is the source of this? Why did these normal, God-fearing Christians suddenly turn to the worship of the father of serpents? I want you to find out how this backwater has turned to worshipping this particular god. But be on the lookout for serpent people. You know, the inner night could be anywhere, wearing the guise of anyone. They are dangerous and can appear just like you and I.
Well,
Dr. Gonzalez here will complete your briefing. So it has been my honor and my pleasure to meet you all, and I hope this will not be the last. A good day and good luck. And with that, he gets up, followed by Cannon, and he leaves the room.
I'll stand when he stands out of respect.
Okay, he kind
And
of
sit down
nods
when he
and
leaves.
smiles. And Dr. Gonzalez breathes a visible sigh of relief.
But Dr. Gonzalez, none of us have anything in common with lizard folk. What are we to do?
Actually, some of us have more in common than others.
And there's the rub.
Your talents have proved you are more than valuable. I'm doing the wrong voice now. Dr. Gonzalez, Dr. Mr. Savage, your talents have proved more than suitable for the task. Says, just one moment, and he presses something underneath the edge of the desk, and you hear a faint sound of a buzzer, and then he says, "Would you bring the recording equipment? Would you bring the recording equipment through, please?" And moments later, two Caduceus staff wheel in a large trolley upon which sits a variety of electrical apparatus, including a phonograph. After two members leave, Gonzalez flips several switches on the devices and then plugs in the phonograph before lowering the stylus onto record, and the crackling sound of a man's voice can be heard.
I'm not hearing much. It's very quiet.
Yeah,
for me.
can we try it again? I'm gonna
Yeah.
pause that a second.
Yes, certainly can. Let me boost up there as well.
And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above all beasts of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. This is the word of the Lord.
So Dr. Gonzalez kind of looks at you with this kind of expectant look on his face. Says, "Can you hear it? Do you hear it?"
Talking about serpents and God.
No. Can you hear it? He plays it. He plays it again, and you can all.
God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above all beasts of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. This is the word of the Lord.
And you can all make a listen roll.
Ooh.
So Vinny says amen after the verse from
Oh
shit.
my God.
Mount Catholic. Oh, that's success on the listen for me.
Randall.
Okay, so Alfie and so the rest you can't, but Alfie and Vinny, you can strain it, like listening again. You can make out there's another voice underlying the first one. This whispering voice within what sounded like radio interference before.
Oh.
Says, "You hear it? You hear it?"
I hear something, but I can't make out what it's saying.
It says, one moment. And Gonzalez, he starts turning some dials. Says, "I just need to isolate certain frequencies. One moment." And he
Switch the
switches
background car noise off.
turns various things. And then he plays it. So he plays it again. And the words are spoken. You can hear this underlying voice, underlying this voice, underlying the other. And the words are spoken in English, but followed by phrases that are clearly in another language. And those of you with knowledge of it clearly recognize it as Nakal.
Mm.
Can I make a roll on my Nakal skill to see if I understand what they're saying?
I will allow you a power. You can make a Nakal roll or a power roll. If you have understand any level of Nakal, you can make a power roll.
Well, okay. Then shouldn't I get a bonus dice for having a 13 in Nakal?
No, because powers are a lot easier.
Yeah, I know, but what's the point of me learning it and then you just give them a power roll anyway? Okay.
Well, no, we can't make it because we don't know Nakal. We
That's
can't
a
even make the power
hard
roll.
success on the power roll.
So nobody else got any in Nakal. Nobody else
No.
picked
No.
anything.
No.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a
I failed my
Okay.
first roll, so I didn't do it. Did you want me to do it?
Only
No.
if you have anything in Nakal.
There's a
Oh.
language.
I don't think. No.
Okay. So you're all going to hear this anyway. So you don't know. So
Is it
So,
supposed to French?
so Gonzalez translates anyway, and Vinny, this is what. But yeah. So this is what he translates. So Gonzalez translates this. Says, "Wondrous yield the ungodly under Yig, bestowing blessings to lie and strike. The blessings yield waiting heart. He who upon curious lies, and him waiting of the serpent's curious mind glittering."
Sounds like poetry, but what does it mean?
Says, "We believe this is from text, religious texts that relate to the worship of the father of serpents, Yig. This is what drew our attention to this congregation." And he takes again. He puts a briefcase upon the table and he removes some. He hands to each of you like another blank manila envelope.
Ooh.
You can make a spot hidden, Alfie, as well.
Oh. Let's see.
Nice.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay, you notice, John, as you take this this envelope that slid across, you notice there's a faint watermark on this manila envelope that matches the one that was slid under your door.
So that came from this office, potentially.
Okay, so as he passes you the briefing, this maybe I've used this briefing document. If you would like to read and absorb it, and as he passes it to you, you hear a noise outside echoing from down the corridor. You hear all this shouting and screaming, and smashing of glass, the splintering of wood, and you hear this voice echo down the corridor and reaching here. But you don't understand it. But Vinny, you understand clearly, hear every word as this hissing, sibilant voice says, "You are bad as each other. I refuse to serve the father of snakes or the mother of darkness. May you both be struck down." And there's a sound of more smashing, crashing. A sudden explosion rips through part of the building, shaking the table and the walls of the room that you sat in, and screams and strange rending sounds follow.
Wow.
So Gonzalez jumps. He says, "What the hell?" And he runs from the room.
Who runs from the room?
I would have thought he'd be used to it by now.
Oh,
Dr.
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. What are you
Tyrannesh.
doing? Are you just sitting there?
Tyrannesh. The week.
I think we
I'm
have
going
to
to follow
him.
him.
Okay, so running to the room from where the sounds are coming from reveals utter devastation. The windows in the area have exploded, showering glass area everywhere. Furniture is on fire. The air is filled with smoke, and the burned and mangled body parts of Caduceus scientists are scattered about like confetti in the hallway and in the room where the walls are being blown out. Through the haze, a glowing, swirling portal is closing on one of the walls. Tyrannish
Ooh.
has left the building,
Oh.
and that's where we'll leave it.
Oh.
Ah.